I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What do you mean, calm it down? It's a fight. Referees telling two fighters who want to fight to calm it down. He should calm down.
I saw he's like a clown in his show, man. He's not your guy.
Because Tyson Fury's back, and all you motherfuckers are under attack.
Look, Eddie Hearn can say all what he likes. Who gives a shit what Eddie Hearn says? It's garbage.
Are you off your tits? Have you been smoking something?
Can you let me retire and be happy? Please? Just please.
Bombs away from the Bronx Bomber! Wanda! Let's go, baby! Let's go!
I'm through. They put somebody else up and give me an interview.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit. You not shit. I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
I got dropped, man. Are you kidding?
No, you won the fight.
OMG. I am so excited.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yes. What is up, MCR family? Another daily edition, or more of a live fight chat edition, a special edition too, because it's a twofer. You get UFC 245, Usman-Covington, plus Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski, plus Amanda Nunes versus Jermaine Rodman, and then plus, obviously, the top-ranked card on ESPN, Richard Commey versus Teofimo Lopez, and Terrence Crawford versus Adonis Kavalauskas. Just a loaded day of fights, loaded night of fights, and a loaded show right here at MCR. So hit the like button, share the show, subscribe. I am Matt, the Hipster Hunter. Should be a really fun one, and I'm joined, as usual, on these live fight chat editions, especially when it's a UFC cards, a big one as UFC 245 is, with Anthony Walker. Anthony, how you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good, man. Obviously, we have Richard Commey, Teofimo Lopez about to square off and go down right now. We have Uriah Faber, Peter Yan fighting in the second round, about midway through the second round as we speak. A lot of fights, man. Fights earlier today, just fights all over the place. I mean, it's a loaded Saturday to talk about. How you doing, man, overall?
I mean, overall, pretty good. Like, I've most of my day has been spent doing household stuff, so it's good to break away from that and watch some fights. This is kind of strange for me because I've been to the last, I want to say 3 or 4 big Vegas UFC pay-per-views. So my first one sitting out for a little while, I'm like, man, I definitely would be cage side for this one.
Oh yeah, especially this one.
Yeah, this one I definitely would have been there. Had my my wife and I weren't expecting right now. I'd be in Vegas, but too close to the berth for me to leave town.
No, completely understandable. We have Richard Commey, Teofimo Lopez in the ring right now, fighting round 1, 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
And Faber's about to get finished right here. Yep, ref has got to call this one. Or is he? Oh wow, he took the gas. He took off the gas on that. Got the back clinch.
Faber doing a good job of tying up.
Yeah, that was smart by Jan to hold back a little bit. And Faber's face is cut up too. He's cut up pretty bad. I haven't seen Faber's face get messed up like that. I don't think ever. I think like the most damage I remember seeing him take was the Aldo fight, maybe the third Cruz fight.
But he's never really been like.
Wow!
Elbow
that
knocks
elbow
down Uriah Faber.
Oh man, got the back rod. Nice uppercut underneath, hammer fist. Yeah, he's not just crazy unloading. He's being very cautious about it. Faber with a blatant fence grab. We're not listening with the sound, so I don't know if Keith Peterson warned him about that.
Probably not.
But, man, that was a blatant fence grab for him to get back up. It's not really doing him much good. Wow, that cut, yeah, wow. Doctor is being called, and that is a nasty cut.
And a quick aside as they look on the cut, Teofimo Lopez is doing a good job against Richard Commey right now, backing him up. Definitely the size of both men is significant in this fight for lightweights. I mean, these guys could easily grow into welterweights if they want to. I mean, Commey's always been a giant lightweight. Lopez, though, doing a decent job of slipping the jab of Commey and landing his own right hand at will in this fight so far. Faber-Yan fight for UFC 245 about to resume on the ground.
Doc let it continue. Now gave him back the gave Jan back top position.
Lopez defense looks really good against Commey right now.
I haven't even looked at the Lopez fight for a second. Like this.
Well, you're the UFC guy on the show.
Yeah.
It's understandable. I'm more the boxing guy on the show, so it's understandable what we're going to be focusing on.
Yeah. But it's great because I normally would be, looking at this fight and enjoying myself. But wow, I'm amazed that Faber's still in there. He is getting slaughtered right now. He's been dropped 3 times so far?
2?
Yeah, his face is battered up. Honestly surprised that the fight is still going on, as nasty as that cut looks. Yeah, he's
Jay in the chat saying, "OMG, Faber's a dog." Yeah, it's not surprising, man. Look at his leg post Aldo. He went all 5 rounds with his Aldo with all those kicks.
See, I always thought that Aldo carried him in that fight.
I think Faber's always been a tough guy.
I mean, he's definitely a tough guy. I don't want to take that away from him. But as far as the damage that his leg sustained in that Aldo fight, I thought Aldo was respectfully carrying him since the fight took place in Sacramento.
Maybe.
Yeah, and he just kind of eased up off the leg kicks once Faber could barely even stand up. How he made it to the second round, I'll never know.
Trying to get a look at that cut right now. I feel like his face is swelling up significantly. Oh yeah. Yeah, his left eye is completely fucked. Round 2 of Richard Commey from Lopez starting as we speak. Opening round was a good opening round. I don't have a score yet. I'm sorry, guys. It's too much happening right now. When we get down to the bigger fights, I'll probably be scoring them for the UFC card, just being honest. So, Santi, if you're listening, I'm not probably scoring the Commey-Lopez fight. I probably should, to be honest, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the problem with combat sports, man. It's all going on at the same time. It's just kind of.
You would think that both ESPN. Oh! Richard Commey knocked down.
Wow.
Dude, the stanky leg. Oh, he is hurt.
Yeah, he's messed up.
Wow. In the second round, Teofimo Lopez is about to maybe ascend to the top of the lightweight division and earn his shot at Lomachenko right here. Commey is hurt. Lopez is swarming him. Left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook. This fight could be over.
Yeah.
This fight looks done.
Stepping in.
This fight's over.
It's a wrap.
Oh, my God. Teofimo Lopez winning in the second round via TKO, against Richard Commey. And, I mean, again, picks up an IBF belt, picks up the shot against Lomachenko, and instantly catapults himself within the top 2 or 3 of the division instantly. I mean...
Jesus Christ, Faber just got murked.
I mean...
Head kick.
This is... I mean, what a performance from Teofimo Lopez. He is all over the ring right now. Ecstatic. Wow. I mean...
Lord.
Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. I mean, that is a intriguing fight under the top-ranked banner that's going to happen next. And, I mean, Lopez's power really showing just to be another level in this fight. Wow, I am blown away. I am just completely blown away here. I mean, and I know you're not a boxing guy, but Richard Commey is a guy that went to war. All 12 rounds with Robert Easter. All 12 rounds with Denis Shafikov. 2 guys that are perennial top 5 opponents. And Teofimo Lopez is a guy that's largely been untested in his run at 22 years old, I think, or 21 years old. Blasts him out in 2 rounds. And now he's automatically guaranteed the shot against Lomachenko now in unification. I mean, thoughts?
I tell you, it's always something to see, and I think this is a very interesting parallel right now with what Peter Yan just did to Uriah Faber,
which we're gonna get to in a second.
Yeah,
yes.
to have guys who are somewhat untested, guys who haven't gotten a certain level of respect relative to their potential, and then these tests that they have, and they just blow them out the water.
I mean, and blow them out.
It lets you know shit is real. It is very, very real.
And then all of a sudden you see this new generation just all of a sudden just boom appear on the scene in a way. Even though when we've been watching them for a while, these are those breakout moments. And this was clearly a breakout moment for Teofimo Lopez here. on main ESPN after the Heisman Trophy ceremony on the Terrence Crawford card. I mean, this is huge for him. I mean, I am literally in shock here, guys. Call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers calling on Skype. Mixed Combat Radio. We know that since both fights were relatively early stoppages, we're going to get some filler here, so we can definitely take some calls in before the next fights. But Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, sort of my early prediction and thoughts. I don't know here, guys. I mean, we saw that guys like Pedraza, guys like even Campbell with size, with length, even like some level of athleticism gave Loma issues at 135 because maybe he has sort of topped out size-wise at 135. Lopez is a giant lightweight who is starting out in this division. He's young. He's a giant athlete. And on top of that, he has giant power, great skills. I'll be honest. I mean, I could definitely see the argument for Teofimo Lopez beating Lomachenko next year. I don't think that's out of the question right now. There does seem to be a momentum shift, slightly.
Yeah, and I think something can be said about granted Lomachenko's still out there smoking dudes.
Yeah, still doing great.
But it's less smoking dudes than it was.
Was at 130 or 126.
Yeah.
Yes.
It definitely seems to be like the gap is closing between what he can do to his opponents, and that level of like matrix greatness that everyone talks about relative to his name.
Agreed. And great show of sportsmanship between the camps of Lopez and Commey. Because there was a brief moment as Lopez was going crazy in the ring that he kind of jumped in and brushed Commey, who's still recovering. I think he sort of wanted to show that wasn't any sort of disrespect. Let's go to Santiago quickly to get his thoughts on Commey Lopez, and then we're going to talk about Jan Faber. Santi, let's go to you over there in the LA area. Santiago, what's up?
That's one way to pick yourself off the bed at that point. That was hands down not what I expected to see. I honestly thought we'd see a little bit of adversity because it's not like Commey's shot. It's not like Commey's skills are overrated. So for him to go out and do what he did in that kind of fashion for Lopez, damn, man, and only 22 years old, IBF champion, lightweight's going to be fascinating now with him in the picture. And, from what I can see, his mindset being clear now, none of the family drama or anything that seemed to have been a hindrance in his last fights.
And think about this. Imagine a possibility or a world where all of a sudden Lopez beats Lomachenko and Top Rank and ESPN has a young Latino champion at the age of 22, 23 years old that's just being Lomachenko and Richard Commey. You have a bona fide star in the making that maybe Lomachenko was a star, but, Lopez could be even a bigger star if he's somehow able to beat Lomachenko. Thoughts on, the potential Lomachenko-Lopez fight and, what that could mean for Lopez, Santi?
I think as they make the fight, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a fight that Lopez could win. I've said it before, when we've had these conversations of, guys like Mikey, guys like Lomachenko, where do they cap, and I've always said that at 135, Lomachenko is effectively mortal now. And as you've already stated previously, he's a big-ass, guy for that division, Lopez is. So I think that he may face his first real adversity in Lomachenko, but he's young. He's gonna have size on his edge, and I could easily see that being welcome to the club, Lopez, with him being the next guy to probably unify in that division.
Agreed, Santi. Thank you for the call, man. We're obviously going to go back to you when Crawford, other stuff, all that, fun fight and fisticuffs action that we have coming up because we have a lot of fights still to come. We have so much. But, Ant, let's get to Peter Yan, Uriah Faber. I know you're tweeting out, some witty response or thought or some snarky comment, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can table it for a second there.
Table for a second? Yeah. Thoughts on Jan's performance against Uriah Faber, what that means going forward for Peter Yan in the division. Is he... I mean, how much more does he have to do to get that title shot in this division? Obviously, we have a Aldo Moraes fight coming up that might supersede it.
Yeah, if Aldo...
Cruz in the mix somehow. I know Frankie's no longer in the mix, it seems, with what he's chosen with Korean Zombie, but there still seems to be a lot of other names that Henry Cejudo, a guy that's also been out there saying...
Aljamain Sterling.
Also been out there saying, hey, maybe I won't fight anymore. Me and the UFC aren't getting along.
Really, I don't even think... I think any title talk is really premature with Henry Cejudo kind of on this holding pattern. And he's been out for quite some time now. We mysteriously haven't heard the same calls for him to vacate either one of his belts.
Of course not.
Yeah, the way others.
Quick interjection before I get your thoughts. I would love to see Yan going forward. Ooh, Lomachenko and Lopez in the ring together, solidifying the rematch, or not rematch, the fight coming up. Love that one. By the way, Ant, your significant other is calling you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll be back.
Yes. Ant will be back. So I'll give my thoughts on the Godel fight. Yan Faber. I would love to see a Peter Yan Dominic Cruz matchup. I would love to see Yan go on this run of fighting other legends, so to speak. But guys, we're gonna take a quick break and then come right back for obviously the next fight coming up. We have Terrence Crawford fighting Johnny Velasquez in his mandatory. And then plus, obviously, we have a ton of UFC action. Jose Aldo back against Marlon Moraes. And plus the 3 title fights to top the card. So much to get to. Be back soon.
I'm very feeling.
You know, they're selling y'all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
Stay off the weed. It's bullshit.
Top box.
You're the only person that says that.
Just send me location.
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
Are you off your tits? Have you been smoking something?
That's fucking illegal.
I mean, maybe that's your job, but where I come from, you know, people like that get slapped.
Where is this Burger King?
Yes. We're back, and actually like perfect timing too with the beat dropping off with the song ending. But digressing from that, there's the universe telling us to come back on. We have Jose Aldo versus Marlon Moraes about to go off right now in UFC 245 at the T-Mobile Arena. Obviously, we just had Teofimo Lopez blow away Richard Commey on the top-ranked ESPN card, which I know the chat is all but talking about right now. I mean, that Top Rank and ESPN right now confirming that Teofimo Lopez in April. I mean, that it's all under the banner. I mean, we've had Bob Arum saying for months now that there's a deal in place for this fight, so I'm not too surprised by that at all. And plus, it's a great fight. I mean, now we know that Teofimo Lopez is the truth, and that he truly is that great. And on a similar note, Peter Yan also probably really the goods at bantamweight in the UFC division.
Definitely. Nobody has blown through Uriah Faber like that. Not even Renan Barão.
No.
At his prime was able to do that. So funny.
Well, isn't it? Are you making a joke about the infamous 149? No. Call?
No. I'm not making fun of it. I mean, Faber was about 3 seconds from getting legitimately finished in that fight. So.
The one we're both talking about, one where he gives
where
thumbs
Herb Dean stopped it prematurely. Yeah,
you think he was 3 seconds away?
Barão was plowing through him, and he was
right.
Yeah, so
that was before USADA. Oh, hold on. Oh,
yeah. Messed up the sound effect now.
Damn.
Well, I mean,
hold on. Those shots at me too. Me and Barão.
That was pre-bathtub Barão. That's who really derailed his career. But man, now Aldo in here at 135 against Marlon Moraes. I will say that Aldo has looked better on the scale than I thought he would. That still doesn't make it a good idea.
Oh,
it still does not make it a good idea. Like, it's not a good idea. Well, we'll find out if it's a good idea when he gets hit flush upside the head by Moraes, who is a power striker. See if he could have used that extra hydration around his brain. We'll see.
The answer is probably no.
Yeah, I'm not. I just think it's just such a bad idea, because even if Aldo wins this fight, even if Aldo gets past Moraes, that means he's going to do this shit again. Like, that's all this means. Yeah. Shout out to Conor Rebush, who pointed this out at the official weigh-ins with Aldo. While most people were talking about, oh, he looked pretty good on the scale and everything, he's like, man, look how skinny his legs are right now. Like, the weight that he had to get up off of him. The weight he had to get up off of him to make 136 is nuts. And then we'll think about it this way. Like, I think it's pretty clear if Aldo gets past Moraes, and that just sounds logical that he's gonna get the bump up.
He's getting the title shot.
Yeah, like it just makes too much sense for it not to happen from a promotional standpoint. That means he's gonna make 135.
You know how I love how that ESPN's treating the Top Rank card as a commercial to the Usman-Covington pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Right now. Just shows you who they value.
Well, I mean,
I haven't seen a single Top Rank ad at all on the UFC card.
Well, why would I mean, they're not going to put an ad on the main card.
I didn't say the main card. I said the
entire thing.
Yes,
oh, okay.
Yes. Both the ESPN prelims, the ESPN Plus prelims. I didn't see a single Top Rank ad. We're seeing ads for the UFC card on the Top Rank card. Just saying. Shows you who they care about. But anyways, round 1 about to start. Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. Funny, because obviously I think if Aldo wins, he gets a title shot. If Moraes wins, he doesn't get a title shot.
Yeah.
No.
Not with the way Cejudo dominated him.
Round 1 starting. Aldo looking like... I know he's looking... His legs are...
Whoa, that first head kick.
But he looks looking fine. No, he's dehydrated.
I mean, he's definitely dehydrated. I mean, he...
Oh, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, I don't think this is...
Oh, this
Aldo
is
he's faster, definitely lighter, but man, Moraes is spamming that left head kick, and it seems to be working very, very well.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for
catching the dome and just landing perfect. I mean, it's not landing perfectly. It's catching the dome and it's having such a perfect effect. It's clearly bothering and hurting Aldo.
Like, I'm waiting for it to kind of skim off the top, like Cerrone and Marvin Gillard.
Yes.
Yeah, which just kind of skims off and.
That's a deep cut nowadays.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that was a minute ago.
That's like almost a decade ago, probably.
Yeah. Look at me with the.
That's what 2011.
See, that's what I see. I'm a high level fan out here in these streets, man.
Yeah, you're not a reporter anymore.
No, I'm a high level fan.
Oh, that left kick, man.
That left kick is nasty. I'm waiting for him to mix up that kick though, to switch it up to the body. Oh wow, nice
good
jab.
Left hand.
Very nice.
That wasn't jab. That was a left straight. He was out of southpaw position.
He's switching stances as he was moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Well, that was a fast stance switch, because by the time he retracted, he was back in orthodox.
I think Aldo threw a leg kick, and that caused him to switch stance, and then he fired off.
Just fired off.
I want to say that was the sequence. I could be wrong about what caused it, but there's a cause that made him switch stance, and then boom, he fired off as a reaction.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first fight Moraes has had the beard.
Yes, and obviously we all know that changes everything.
Yes, beards are very powerful. No,
That-
you look
as-
you
as
look a
the-
little weaker to me.
As the shamans say.
You look a little weaker to me right now, but I'm just saying.
My strength is slowly growing back. It's okay.
Trash.
I'm like Samson, man. It'll grow back. Don't worry.
Wow, nice leg. Then now that's actually one thing I really wanted to see.
See that? That's how he
these two
did it.
leg kicking.
It's almost like a Superman punch, but he did it right there again.
Mm-hmm.
That was a left straight, but usually he's an orthodox fighter. Boom, did it right there again.
Look at that. That was nice.
He's finding that straight left out of the southpaw.
And then going to the lead hook from the southpaw. That was very, very nice.
Ooh,
nice right hand over the top.
Nice boxing.
I will say,
Very nice right
I'll
now.
say all those head movement looks pretty good. when he's actually trying to move his head, it's looking pretty sharp. Wow, wheel kick missed. So the knock is on one of the knocks on Aldo has always been that he fades fast.
Yes.
Now, granted, I think that was largely a myth that was rather unproven, and the closest proof we ever had to that being the case was the first Frankie Edgar fight. But
not Mark Romanek.
Well, not so much. I mean, Aldo was sick in that fight. Yeah, and he also, but he also gave Hominick a second head on that hematoma. So I mean that was kind of a bizarre fight.
I didn't say he lost the fight. I'm just saying that he fell off in the second half.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, all right. But I really want to know if that's going to be, if we're going to see any truth to that narrative with the extra weight cut.
I've always thought like if 3-round Aldo is just so hard to beat.
Yeah.
But then again, Marias picked up a 10-9 here in the first round. Usually Aldo picks up the first 2 rounds and maybe loses the third, right? Yeah. But no, I think he's going to have to find a way to hurt Marias here, to be honest.
I will say Aldo's chin is holding up better than I thought it would. But I mean,
Aldo pressuring him, man.
Yeah, he's coming out well.
But he's getting caught with some shots.
But you know what? See, when Aldo gets like extra aggressive like that, that's when McGregor knockouts happen. Like you're lunging out and that upper body is stretched out and pulled forward. You don't want to do that against a guy like Marias. Like when this fight was announced, okay, it's bad enough that Aldo is fighting at bantamweight. That's enough of a problem.
It's a crime.
For me.
Yes,
yeah, that's terrible. For a guy who struggled to make 145 for so long in his career and moves up to lightweight multiple times.
So Marias left Mark Henry? Who's he training with right now?
I did not know that.
Curious who's in his corner now. Jay in the chat saying, I just realized the prophecy was fulfilled. Haney, Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson, all now champions. All the young prospects of the last 2 years definitely coming into their own in the last 6 months in boxing. That turnover rate's definitely happening as we speak. Similar to this fight, turnover of generations here.
Yeah,
Marias is definitely a generation after Aldo,
and he's very much influenced by Aldo's fight style. I mean,
absolutely,
he's kind of like the 2.0 version of Aldo. Like he's the modern day version of Aldo in WEC.
Yes,
as far as his shot selection and just the level of ferocity that he brings with him. Yeah, this
second round starting Aldo Marias.
I'd be very surprised if this makes it to a decision. The level of power that both guys are throwing out there.
It seems like someone's going to wilt. Whether it's Marias, whether it's Aldo, someone's going to get hit. Someone's going to get followed up and then just put away.
How fast that jab switch kick combo was from Marias. That's a combination that is not the easiest to pull off with that level of speed.
Marias is a good athlete.
No, he's a very good athlete. He's a very underrated athlete.
Straight right.
There's when it was announced that Aldo was making this move to bantamweight, how bad of an idea I thought that was. But then to say it's against this guy, I was like, wow, of the absolute worst people you can put in front of him, this is egregious.
Yeah.
There are a lot of other guys that I would have been a little bit more comfortable with Aldo stepping in against in bantamweight.
Good thing is there's no way we're going to get a Crawford, Kavalauskas with Holloway, Volkanovski, or Usman-Covington. Like, there's no way those are going to be conflicting at the same time.
Yeah.
We're going to get it conflicting with Nunes, JDR,
which
is I'm okay with that. Or at least maybe the last round of this fight. I think they're about to walk out.
Yeah, see, I don't think Nunes GDR is going to last very long.
I don't think Crawford Kavalauskas is going to last very long either.
Well, I'll tell you, Marias is putting hands on him at will. I am very surprised that Aldo Aldo is still standing in front of him, which is nuts to me. Like, he's getting tagged left and right.
It's the hand speed. It's the shot selection, and also, I mean, like Moraes has such a good technique and understanding of when to throw certain shots, the timing of those shots. He's a great striker. He just is.
Well, here's you see Aldo sneaking in those body shots now. He's gone for several combinations ending in the body shots now. I wonder
Good
if
jab by Aldo. Good one too.
Aldo kind of he's walking him down, which is wow, and coming in with those body shots. If it keeps up at this,
I need some coffee.
Yeah, feel that.
Ooh, it's gonna be a long night. And we have Kavaliauskas Crawford walking out as we speak. Kavaliauskas' last fight was over 250 days ago, guys. What's the over and under here? 4 rounds for Crawford Kavaliauskas, guys?
I know nothing about Kavaliauskas.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't seem quite necessary
Nope.
information to have.
No, you don't need any information on him to make a pick on this fight.
All right, 3 rounds.
Okay, there you go. You know, there's very few people that I can remember ever really, if any people that I can remember, beating Aldo at the Battle of the Jabs.
Yeah, Aldo, historic jab in MMA.
Has anyone beaten him in that category?
I don't think.
Within a fight?
I can think of maybe 1 or 2 guys that are better at jabbing than Aldo, but not anybody that he's faced.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
'Cause I think this is the first time that he's really been out-jabbed in a fight, and that's been giving him some issues. But again, the size of Aldo is helping him in this matchup a lot. He's able to walk through some of these shots and able to sort of walk down Moraes due to that size.
Surprise! That was Moraes. I don't think that's the wisest use of his gas tank to go for those big spin kicks right there.
I wonder how people are scoring this round.
Yeah,
This could be a 10-9 Aldo round.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have an issue with it.
Aldo is not letting him within that warning track for the fence. He's not.
If you've noticed, Aldo goes really hard in the last minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! Snuck in a nice hook to the nice uppercut to the body. Yeah, he's going for those body attacks. You know, I think he's. It seems like they've picked up a little bit on what was successful for Cejudo when he fought Moraes earlier in the year, where like you can break Moraes after a while, even if he starts off hot against you.
Agreed.
Yeah. So yeah, they're trying. He's trying with those body shots. He's trying to pin him down to the fence, trying to just unload on him wherever he can. Just kind of stay in his face. It's like it takes a lot of energy to fight that style of fight that Moraes is fighting. It takes a lot of energy. You can tire real quick.
Crawford Kavaliauskas is about to step into the ring. And I'm gonna go get some coffee. You want some?
Yes, please.
Can you hold down the fort?
Of course, I can hold down the fort. I can talk about mixed martial arts. And by the time the coffee's done, the boxing match will start, and I could talk about this guy. I don't know who he is, but I know who Terrence Crawford is.
We have at least 3 or 4 anthems that they have to play.
Yeah, probably the promoters are gonna give speeches and all sorts of bullshit. All right, so heading into the final round of Aldo versus Moraes, I will say that I am very, very surprised that Aldo is still with us right now. Very surprised by that. I'm really looking forward to what this last round is going to offer because Moraes has definitely been getting hit to the body. Aldo is constantly pressuring him. He turns up the volume toward the end of the round, so you know he's still got something in the tank. All right, this should be very, very, very interesting. All right, here we go. They touch gloves. They're at it. Aldo's smiling, feeling good, looks like. He's walking him down. Feeling that jab out. Ryan's parrying him away. Aldo sneaks a jab to the body. Wow. pair of hooks there land from Moraes. Let's see if I can look at this chat. Oh, yeah, Jay talking about Moraes being such a fast starter. He certainly is, and I don't think it's quite caught up to him. I think if we're talking about a 5-rounder, then we're really going to feel a difference. But I imagine that some of the pop on Moraes' shots has waned a bit. I would imagine that by now. Aldo is really just walking through him at this point.
Totally agree with all your points you just made there, Anthony.
That's because I was right.
And plus I can hear you, so I mean.
Oh, you actually heard it? Okay.
Yeah, I left the door a little bit open. So
okay. So you can hear greatness.
Yes.
High-level fan of greatness.
You can tell Kavaliauskas is right now looking up to God, praying that he makes this short and painless for him. I think he's hoping for a body shot KO.
Oh, no, that's not painless.
Yeah, but it's not damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's intense pain, but
it's
doesn't
only for like
alter
20
your life.
It's like 20 seconds
Yeah,
of pain.
it doesn't alter your life, though.
No. Jay saying crazy how Aldo is doing the exact same thing TJ is doing, yet he's winning and TJ got finished and popped. Interesting. ... Wait for these post-fight USADA tests.
Yeah, apparently Aldo used a nutritionist for the first time ever. That's what he says.
If he was paid probably what he was worth, he would have money for a nutritionist.
Well, he had money for a nutritionist. Well, even if he was grossly underpaid, he had money for a nutritionist.
I mean, yes, but even then, like having like a full-time nutritionist on staff, like that's money.
Oh no, it's definitely money.
You have to be you have to make 7 figures a year.
Aldo,
and I don't know if Aldo was making 7 figures a year.
Aldo was definitely pulling in a substantial amount of money relative to what you need for a nutritionist for a fight camp, or for a personal trainer to just write you up a diet plan, and you just not be a knucklehead.
But you're also talking about
eat halfway disciplined.
You're also talking about a guy that trains with Andre Pederneiras. And have you seen that, Jim?
Not a whole lot of.
It's one room.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the room.
Not a lot of amenities there.
There's just one room.
Yeah.
And like 50 people in there all punching each other.
I don't even think they even have like mats on the walls or anything?
No.
It's just like concrete walls.
It's concrete walls, guaranteed, with spikes on it. But Ant will be taking over the UFC 245 commentary as I take over Crawford Kavaliauskas as it starts right now. Round 1 begins. Crawford versus Mean Machine. This should be relatively an easy night for Terrence Bud Crawford, already in the southpaw position. As we know, he likes to be there to fire off his power shots, so expect him to go for power shots early and often within the first few rounds to set a pace and tone that he is the top dog, and a guy like Kavaliauskas shouldn't even belong with him. But then again, I mean, who knows? Crawford is one of those guys. He's an enigma at times.
I think, Moraes stepping in with the big shot. It looks like he's got a cut opened up under his eye. Ah, yes, thank you.
There you go.
There we go.
You almost want to be touching it. No, I'm serious. Pause, but I mean, come on.
Whoa, nice spin kick, but Aldo with a beautiful front kick counter. Nice leg kick from Moraes. Bet Terrence Crawford ain't leg kicking nobody.
No, and he's not really doing much right now. He's on the outside, not really pressing Kavaliauskas. A lot of feints and movement right now in the first minute of the fight. Kind of to be expected, but I mean, with this level of opposition, you expect Crawford just to kind of blow past him, to be honest.
Wow, Moraes with a nice hook off the break there after Aldo snuck in the knee on the clinch. So Aldo has not taken a back step for a moment in this fight.
Lance Pugmire is reporting the attendance for the Crawford-Kavaliauskas fight is at 10,101. That is not the gate revenue or the tickets sold, but it is the total attendance that he is reporting.
All right.
Just for those that care about the difference.
All right, so they made it to decision, Aldo and Moraes, and very interesting on the score. Now Aldo is being embraced by his cornermen. It's very happy about this victory. Moraes doesn't look exactly thrilled right now, but there's a strong case to make for both gentlemen for this fight. There's a very strong case for both guys. Like, this is a decision where I'm kind of not mad who wins.
Crawford had a little moment there about 20 seconds ago. Stuck out his tongue at Kavaliauskas, landed some blows. You get this sense that Crawford wants to turn it up. He can, and he can get Kavaliauskas out there early.
Yes.
Maybe there's a little bit of a finding the rain, so to speak, on his shots. That's going to take him, 3.5 minutes. But I feel like he's already sort of dialed in a little bit. Kavaliauskas, though, doing a decent job of when Crawford is engaging him out of that southpaw stance to just sort of disengage from him and go to this that outside foot placement, just sort of keep rolling out, get out of danger.
Just when I look at the as soon as I turn my eyes to the screen for the boxing match, the round's over.
Of course.
So,
Yes.
I have nothing to add about
10-9 round for Terrence Crawford. Opening feel that round in a lot of ways,
Where'd you say this fight was taking place?
MSG.
It's in MSG. Okay.
Yes. Madison Square Garden.
Home of the BMF title. I wonder if when Masvidal challenges Canelo Alvarez, will they do it at MSG?
And you can go home to your wife now.
Do you think that Mayweather McGregor 2 should be in Vegas or MSG?
I swear to God, I'm not joking. You can go home to your wife now. You're dead to me. Crawford Kavaliauskas round 2 starting.
What about Shields Nunes?
You know what? I'm less mad about that one.
Yeah, because that's actually like a current news topic right now.
Yes, it is actually. You're right. Which reminds me, we do have
a decision.
We do have a news topic to get to at some point when we have a downtime in the show. Just to remind me at some point. Marlon Moraes pick up the win against Jose Aldo. Probably deserved, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, either guy could have walked away with this win. Especially when you look at how people favor the guy walking forward the whole time. Aldo did not take a single back step in this fight. And even in defeat for Aldo, I think this is somewhat of a moral victory for him to get in there and look great at 135 against a guy who very well could be wearing the belt at 135.
You went by split decision, all 29-28 scorecards.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I agree. Second round, third round, toss-up rounds in a way. About halfway through the second round of Crawford Kavaliauskas. Again, Crawford kind of just toying with his food right now. Not really pressing the action. A little bit upsetting. I mean, he is the pound-for-pound king, right? As some say.
There are some that say that.
Yeah.
Who's your pound-for-pound king?
Canelo Alvarez. I mean, come on.
Yeah. The Kovalev fight kind of sealed that for me.
The dude jumped up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, and murked a dude.
After being in his 3rd weight class and murked him.
Yeah.
Like, KO of the year status.
Should eat kombucha raw burgers. I'll change weight classes in.
I mean, you can make an argument that Canelo's weight jump and win is the most impressive thing that's ever happened in terms of like weight gaining in combat sports. Like, it's way better than like Conor McGregor going up 1 weight class. I think it's better than George St. Pierre coming back in 4 years and going up 1 weight class and fighting Michael Bisping for a title. I think it's better than Roy Jones, John Ruiz.
What about Anderson, Forrest Griffin?
I will slap you.
No, but only because I say that because Anderson Silva put on easily one of the finest performances in combat sports history against a guy who just held the light heavyweight belt. So, clowned him. So I think that's a conversation worth having.
I don't think it's better than the Kovalev win, but I'll put it this way: you
in
make
the conversation.
No, you make the argument that's in the fights I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Canelo Kovalev is better than all of them, but it's in that grouping that I was mentioning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you're right. Forrest Griffin did just have a title, even though he got brutalized by Rashad Evans
Yes,
to
he
lose
did.
that title. That was so insane. Especially after that great fight he had against Rampage Jackson. That was such a 180 in terms of performances. Technical, brilliant performance against Rampage Jackson. Then,
well, he looked good against Rashad in I think the first round, if I'm remembering that correctly.
It's going back in my memory banks now, man.
Way back in your preteen days.
Yeah, definitely preteen days. Because that's what 2009.
That was 2009.
2008.
Maybe 2007.
Is it that far back?
Maybe. I don't know. I know I used to drink a lot at the time.
Yeah.
So it was during my wilder years. So,
yeah. It would be preteen still. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cub Swanson and Tai Tuivasa doing shoeies in the crowd. That is disgusting.
I will never understand shoeies.
No.
And I was in a fraternity. You think I would respect it? No, you fucking animals. What are you doing? Yeah, Cody Garbrandt fighting Rafael Sunsau's the worst matchmaking of all time. Just want to point that out.
The tune-up fights don't exist in the UFC.
He went from fighting killers to Pedro Munoz, got iced, and then they gave him a step up in competition. That's messed up. Third round starting here. Crawford Kavalauskas showing a replay of what appears to be an elbow that landed. I don't know what that was.
Maybe
on Crawford in the last round. Regardless, Crawford, come on, man. I mean, honestly, the main boxing fight of the night was Commey Lopez. For the fans, for the hardcores. That was the people's main event, as they say.
Okay.
This one just has to happen, I guess.
Well, it's a mandatory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it literally just has to happen.
Yeah, it has to happen. But then again, Bob Arum and Top Rank asked for the mandatory faster.
Oh, they're trying to move on to a bigger fight, I'm guessing.
Sure, I mean, if they say that.
Who do you think it's going to be?
No one. I mean, if maybe Sean Porter, if we're lucky. If not that.
Because he's
probably more realistically, we're probably going to get.
Crawford is the only top ranked guy that's this high in the division, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they get a Regis Prograis or a Jose Ramirez at 140 to move up, but that's not what people want. But those would be easier fights to make than a Sean Porter fight. I would expect them to really have to really go out of their way to make big fights at 147. Crawford doing a really kind of a piss poor job here in this fight, to be honest. Getting caught with some shots.
I don't think he's really trying.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems lazy here in this performance. He seems lackluster in there. He doesn't want to really be there, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, I just rather have, a guy who's supposed to go out there and dominate. I'd rather him go out there and dominate. I just don't like the idea of taking the chances and just kind of looking at the guy in front of you like he's not a challenge. If he isn't a challenge, prove it. Smash him.
Or if he isn't, just pay him off and go fight someone else. Which boxing allows you to do.
Well, he ate that hook.
Kavalauskas answering back with some shots here, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. I mean, Crawford's kind of pressing him here in the last 30 seconds, and I mean, he's landing some shots, but Kavalauskas is answering back in a good way.
Yeah, it's like when Crawford is going to disengage, he's eating shots along the way. Which, if your guy is going to come at you and attack, you got to give him something on the break. So especially when I think that's an especially good tactic if you're the guy who's expected to lose. If someone is supposed to just go in there and walk through you, all right, let them try to walk through you. You just give them hell when they're making their retreat.
Yeah,
it's just something.
So, Lance Pugmire reporting from ringside saying that everyone ringside thought that was a knockdown in that third round. I didn't think it was.
I honestly didn't get a good enough look at it.
I only saw it live. Obviously, we didn't see a replay of it, but it didn't look like a knockdown to me. But then again, who knows?
All right, so GDR rematching Amanda Nunes. In just a second here, they're doing their video package to intro that fight.
Ooh, good left hand. That definitely. You know what? That did kind of look like a knockdown. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this left hand that lands. Boom.
Very nice. And that little short, short left, yeah.
Eats another left, and then he ties up and he falls down. I mean, I can see why people thought that was a knockdown.
Yeah,
because he eats a shot. I thought he didn't eat a shot. I thought they kind of just tied up.
Then they had like a brief grappling exchange that threw him down in my eyes. But I could see that in real time. Yeah, that looks like a knockdown.
I can definitely see why people, especially ringside, think that's a knockdown. Crawford though needs to step it up a little bit. He's getting hit with some counters here. Oh, gets hit with the right hand. Now I'm curious if Crawford decides to go orthodox and tries to be a little more methodical here with the performance, because he's getting caught with some shots here that I don't know if he wants to be catching. I see people giving Kavalauskas some rounds here.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going quietly, that's for sure.
No, I mean, he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, he's kind of throwing that hook a little tighter on the inside. And Crawford kind of throwing the wide looping shot, and he's eating something as a result.
And Crawford is just leaving his hands down too. Like he's, especially that left hand out of the southpaw position. If you have a guy that's catching you with the right hands, pick up your left hand. Block it.
Whoa.
Well, that's a
the ref definitely gonna stop that one. That was
don't do that.
The straight dirty boxing. So do you think this means Crawford is gonna fight in the UFC?
Stop. I will fire you from MCR.
But you never hired me.
You're a contributor.
I am?
You're listed as such.
Oh, okay. Well, don't fire me. I promise I'll behave.
Where else are you going to go?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to cast off.
Digressing. Fight's definitely getting a little more intense here between Crawford and Kavalauskas.
Yeah, Crawford with that nasty hook to the body.
I think Crawford can tell that he's not doing well, and he's trying
to turn up the volume and
try to turn it around a little bit. We have Nunes and JDR walking out on the UFC card. I was kind of expecting Crawford Kavalauskas to get done here kind of quick so I can make some coffee.
Yeah, but
we have to wait.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna be yawning.
Fourth round's over. Tough round to score. I haven't really been scoring, to be honest. Just want to watch the fights and commentate and enjoy them. Scoring fights sucks. And it's very difficult to score and commentate.
Oh yeah, no. If you're just scoring, then it's fairly simple. But if you're trying to do multiple things, like it's very difficult to do that. I once tried to. The one time I did a commentary gig was like trying to keep score, as if impossible. Probably the worst commentary ever. This side of Julia Pena.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Or anyone on DAZN.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
Just won't have that. Jay is saying, Ant, you're an independent MCR contractor.
Yeah.
Don't sign any employee identification cards. Can't unionize, man.
Oh. I just want my MCR fight kit.
To be fair, at MCR, you guys could probably unionize and become employees far faster because there's like 3 of you.
Yeah.
You know?
We gonna just call each other. Hey, you trying to do this? Okay.
Yeah, fuck Matt. I'm like, damn it. They figured it out. Fifth round starting.
Does GDR look leaner to you?
Yeah, but that's not too surprising. Wait, is this fight 135 or 145?
It's 135.
That makes sense then.
No, I mean, even from the Aspen Ladd fight, which was at
I don't really remember that.
She just doesn't look as.
I'll be honest. I only watched the Aspen Ladd fight on social media.
Oh, okay.
Because it was a pretty quick fight, and it was the knockout. That was the noticeable thing.
I did a walk of shame, so I watched every section of that event.
Wasn't that a card that was like universally crapped on for being a weak card?
It was a pretty weak card.
The things we do for combat sports.
Yep. And the way we get repaid. Paid.
Crawford struggling here, man. I don't know what it is. I think it's just a lack of respect to Kavaliauskas to some degree. But then again, I mean, if you're getting hit with these combinations and these shots and these counters from a guy like Kavaliauskas, what's to make me think that Sean Porter, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman all can't land shots on you to this similar degree?
Yeah.
And on top of that, far easier and far better than Kavaliauskas because they're better fighters than him. You know? I mean, Crawford's welterweight run has been a little bit lackluster, to put it lightly. And part of that is due to competition level. Part of that's due to him looking a little bit human in fights when he shouldn't, a la Jose Benavidez, a la this fight. But he needs to figure it out. He's playing some good shots here against Kavaliauskas right now. He might have him hurt. But maybe it's the respect. I don't want to be too hard on this performance in a way. Because, again, he definitely doesn't respect Kavaliauskas. You can just tell by the way he's walking him down, by the way his guard is. Mm. There's no fear of what's coming back, really.
Yeah, it's like he's just kind of playing around and just seeing what happens.
Like it's a lion toying with a mouse. Like it's Scar.
A lion
King.
Like Lioness, like Amanda Nunes, stepping in the cage right now as we speak. The GOAT.
You are so ready to be a father. It's scary.
Oh, that was a dad joke?
That was corny as fuck. But hey, it's okay.
Hey, it was just a transitions, man.
Here's a trick. Most of commentary, like for
it's
fights,
dad jokes.
It's dad jokes and corny shit.
Oh, I got this shit.
That's why Daniel Cormier kills this shit, man. Because he's a corny ass dad.
So I'm gonna start tucking my t-shirts into my sweatpants.
Hell yeah. You don't do that already at the gym?
No.
Out of respect for DC? Out of solidarity? When Oscar Willis from Mac Life said that he does that.
Yo, yeah, I worked out with him, yeah.
Now I do that because Oscar said he does that. I'm like, you know what? That's smart. I do it out of respect.
Oscar makes sure to tuck his shirt into his sweatpants.
Yeah.
I've been at the gym with him a couple times, and yeah, that's an Oscar staple right there.
DC staple that he's obviously swagger jacking, but it's allowed. The swagger jacking allowed is if you're paying homage.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yes.
Man, I just don't have high hopes for GDR in this. Jason Burgos, who's actually texting me right now, we were texting last night, and
Jason Burgos with Sherdog.com.
Yes. He is saying that he thinks GDR is going to pull off the victory here.
I could see it. I don't think it's likely, but I could see it. 6 rounds starting for Crawford Kavaliauskas. Damn. It's going to the 6th round here. Watch us go to the full 12.
I hope not, because I want full attention on Nunes GDR. Like, come on, Crawford, just murk him real quick, and I ain't got to look at that screen. I got to look at this UFC shit.
Jonathan saying, Crawford coming on and dominating. He's definitely coming on. I don't think he's dominating. I would not classify this fight as a dominating performance at all. This is a much tougher fight than previously thought. And this is different than, let's say, like a B-side or mandatory having moments. I would say, like, Kavaliauskas has had sustained success in rounds. He's won rounds. Like, this is different than, let's say, Spence Ocampo, which was a mandatory. And that lasted, 3 or 4 rounds, I want to say. And you had that one moment where Ocampo was landing some good shots to the body, but then Spence really took over and dominated that fight. I mean, there's a difference there. Maybe there's a difference between Kavaliauskas and Ocampo, because there is in terms of who they've beaten. Kavaliauskas is much more proven mandatory than Ocampo, but still. You okay there, Hant?
Yeah.
He's running to the arm.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah. It happens. Shout out to Amanda Nunes. Greatest female fighter of all time.
Absolutely.
And just one of the all-time greats, period.
Yes. Very, very nice person as well.
Yes. Really good interview.
Yes, very. Yeah, from a couple of interactions with her. Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice person.
About a minute left in the 6th round of Crawford-Kavaliauskas. I would like to see Crawford walk down Kavaliauskas and start putting more combinations together. While the Mean Machine has had some good counters here, I think Crawford has had success when he's just sort of bullied Mean Machine around, and that's not surprising. Be the bully.
All right.
Nunes, JDR happening right now. Ant.
Yep.
They're covering that one.
Yep.
Now I'll be covering Crawford-Kavaliauskas.
Nunes whiffs on a leg kick. They're just kind of feeling each other out. Amanda stepped in with a pretty tough jab. She's throwing a lot into those leg kicks, but missing. Derondami, whoa, just got caught with an overhand. She backs up. Nunes looks like she's about to walk her down now. But she's definitely got respect for Jermaine's Muay Thai acumen. That's deserves a ton of respect. But I don't know. Nunes, just caught the kick. Whoa, what in the world? Was Derondami trying to just what was she doing? Those
hammer fists, bro.
Those were the worst hammer fists I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know if those are hammer fists.
Those were flailing. She was flailing once the kick got caught.
I think you're low key shading Jason Burgos every time you shit on JDR right now, and it's hilarious. It makes your commentary more hilarious.
No, I will high key shade Jason. He knows what up. Wow, this and the ground game comes into it. Like this is where Nunes should be able to breeze through Derondami.
She should.
Wow, the up kicks. She's got to get past those. Wow.
Oh, right hand.
Oh, here's the guillotine. She's going for the guillotine. Look at that guillotine.
I don't think. Is it there?
No, that head might. Oh, I think that's tight.
The hand placement's there, but it seems like her arm is not in the right angle to really get
the head
pressure.
just popped out.
Round 7, Crawford-Kavaliauskas starting as well.
Jermaine very wisely slowing this down against the fence. Knees to the legs. Very good idea to slow this down. Oh, brought one knee up to the head. Nunes looks like she was trying to attempt a throw right there, but abandoned it. Probably wasn't a safe attempt. She would have probably given her back if she attempted that throw. She's pummeling through and is able to get off the fence and goes for the double leg. Very nicely done. Takedown off of the clinch, and the ground and pound begins. She is battering GDR right now.
Crawford doing some good body work in this round so far.
Stacking the guard.
Crawford definitely taking over, I think, as Kavaliauskas is fading a little bit and having just single shots instead of
this is
combinations.
GDR looks pretty helpless down there. She's kind of desperation up kicks. Nothing lands there with the moment. Nunes backed away. Looks like Nunes was she going for a Kimura? Or she was just going for wrist control? Now, wow. Oh, she was measuring for an elbow. Good Lord. Okay, now she abandoned the wrist lock.
Crawford's going to get the finish within 2 rounds, guys. I'm calling it right now. Crawford's going to get the finish within 2 rounds.
She's teasing that Kimura, not fully committing to it, and going back to the ground and pound. And GDR looking very helpless there, save for a few up kicks. Nunes attacking the legs. Derondami threw a couple of straight kicks over. Now Nunes back in the stack guard and wailing away.
Ooh, good up.
Wailing away. This is going to end soon if this keeps up.
Crawford's going to get Crawford's
there it is. This wow, she is punching through the guard. Keith Peterson is taking his time deciding what to do with this one.
Ooh, Kavaliauskas answers back with his own. Wow. Kavaliauskas down. Knocked down Crawford. I mean, definitely having a massive momentum shift in this round, landing bomb after bomb, combination after combination. Kavaliauskas tried to answer back, then bam, got countered. and was dropped.
Arm triangle from Nunes. De Randami looked like she's about to tap. She lifted the hand up like she was about to tap and looked like she second guessed it. Hand is up. She thought about the tap again. Now she's abandoning it. Oh, Nunes loses the position as De Randami puts her feet up against the cage, but now she's still posting up knee on belly.
Quickly, round is over. Kavlauskas survived the round, but I think this fight's going to be over within the next 3 minutes, guys. Crawford's about to get Kavlauskas out of there. It's going to happen.
And while that is going on, I'd be very surprised. Looks like this is going into the second round. If it goes to the third, I'll be shocked. Nunes is dominating GDR.
She is the greatest women's fighter of all time in all of combat sports. Her dominance is not looking like it's going to be ending anytime soon, that's for sure. On the other side of the U.S., though, Crawford's dominance right now definitely seems to be obviously enough to where he's coming back and winning this fight, but holes in his game maybe there, maybe just a lack of focus in this opponent. But I if I'm some of those top guys at 147, again, Spence, Thurman, Porter, Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, I'm looking at this fight and saying, oh, I can do this and I can do it a lot better than Kavlauskas, and I could beat Crawford in these areas. And that may do Crawford some good, actually. He might need to look a little bit, look a
little more beatable.
Yeah.
To lure the.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there was always that argument with Triple G for a long time. That's what he did. I don't think it's going to stay true. I don't think that's what Crawford's doing on purpose here, but I think it will have a side effect of other guys being a little more susceptible to taking this matchup than not. Second round of a Nunes JDR starting as well.
Well, De Randami going for that big right hand, misses. Nunes with the leg kick.
Western Grove TV saying great adjustments by Bud. It was. I mean, there was really good adjustments by Bud. Plus, I mean, Kavlauskas just dropped off too. I mean, he was fighting at a high pace that he's probably never fought at before, and you can only do that for so long, and he can't do that for 12 rounds. And it's now round 8.
Well, Nunes with that another leg kick. De Randami got a good uppercut in there.
Crawford having no respect, just walking down Kavlauskas, high guard, going for body shots. Oh, my God, that uppercut. Oh, how did Kavlauskas just not go down from that? Wow.
All right, so they're kind of at a standstill with one another. A lot of feints. Nunes whiffs on a big hook. Wow, De Randami gets her with a nice uppercut. Front kick from Nunes. Level change. She looks like she was going for an overhand left there. And she goes for the level change again. Gets the takedown. Double leg in the closed guard of GDR. She's looks like she was thinking of peeling her, doing the banana peel. Like she's abandoned that. GDR hugging her close, trying to keep her posture down, maintaining the closed guard. Nunes with the short body shots. I doubt there's much on those. Just more of a distraction than anything else.
Damn, Crawford really walking down Kavlauskas, giving him no respect. This fight's not going to last long, man. Anytime Crawford starts throwing in combination, it looks like it's just going to be over anytime soon. Look at the body language here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude is falling all over Crawford.
He looks exhausted, looks beat up. Round over.
Nunes with a big grin. She's been smiling like this whole fight. Wow, nice head kick from GDR, but Nunes just ate it.
Having that arm there probably deflected some of the energy and power.
Yeah. Nunes not really committing to her kicks.
Oh,
whoa, nice
good
knee. Nice flying knee from De Randami. Tie clinch, knees to the head.
JDR having some success right there.
Yeah, she's kind of cross-facing. with an arm tie up. Whoa, keeping Nunes at bay, sneaks up another knee. Now they go for an over-under clinch. GDR keeping her up against the fence. Sneaking some short shots in there. Nunes keeping the leg out, trying to guard herself against those knees, but GDR sneaks one up anyway.
Round 9 starting for Crawford Kavalauskas.
She's got the cross face, got her arm tied up, going for more knees. Nunes going for that takedown. She's got it. Got her on her butt.
Kavalauskas hurt.
Whoa, that uppercut. Good Lord.
Oh, God. Whew. Kavalauskas gets back up pretty quickly, though.
How did he get up from that one?
And got up pretty fast,
yeah,
too, man.
He just popped right up.
Right back up. And he landed some shots right before that. I don't know if you were looking. Crawford, I think, he has 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Knocks him down again. Fight's over. Ref is calling it. Terrence Crawford winning via TKO in the 9th round against Janis Kavalauskas, the Mean Machine.
GDR got a butterfly guard.
Now, before just to sort of for the clip here, Crawford winning in this fashion, a way that was a lot harder, a lot more tougher, a lot more competitive than previously thought. Do we think that there's any chance that Terrence Crawford can entice a Sean Porter, a Danny Garcia, anyone else from the PBC stable to come fight him now that he looks potentially a little more human, a little more mortal at 147? Ant, any thoughts?
I think all those guys want to fight each other. They are all high-level competitors. They all want the biggest paydays. They all want the toughest competition. The question is not can this performance entice Danny Garcia or Sean Porter or any of those names. It's will the promoters do business with one another? Will the broadcast partners do business with one another? Those are the questions that need to be asked. I think they all want to fight each other, as they should.
Damn, what a finish there by Terrence Crawford. In similar fashion to the Benavidez fight, really tough performance and then beautiful finishing sequence there. Especially that first knockdown in the 9th round, not the last knockdown that really made the ref stop it. But that's really just probably led on too much, to be honest. But really curious to see what happens next for Terrence Crawford, as there really is no one within the top rank ESPN stable for him at 147. All the big names are either at one or at predominantly, obviously, with PBC and Fox and Showtime, with Danny Garcia, Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and obviously we can get to probably after this Nunes JDR fight. Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas are pretty much confirmed and official to fight on DAZN. Everyone else seems to be lined up for other fights on other networks. What's going to happen for Terrence Crawford next? I don't know, but let me know in the live chat and the comment section down below, guys. Hit the like button, hit the share button, all that fun stuff. Subscribe, patreon.com/MakesCommentRadio. And also call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers calling on Skype. Mixed Combat Radio. If you guys want to talk all things Crawford, Mean Machine card, obviously UFC 245 is still going on as we speak. Nunes, JDR are in the 3rd round with 4 minutes left to go. Plus we have the Max Holloway fight. Plus we have Usman-Covington. So much combat sports yet to get to. And any other thoughts on Crawford, Kavalauskas, Commey, Lopez? What's next for Crawford?
I mean, a lot of times with these fights that are, mandatories or setup fights or whatever the case may be, that tune-ups, anything that puts a guy who clearly is outclassed in against someone the likes of Terrence Crawford. When a Terrence Crawford decides it's time to fight, it's going to be over very, very quickly.
Agreed. I'm going to make that coffee now. You want to take over and start talking about Nunes, JDR?
Absolutely. Nunes is in GDR's half guard right now. They're against the fence. Nunes going for some ground and pound there. I mean, we're seeing one thing that we talked about on the sort of summit discussion that we did on this channel, Mixed Combat Radio, centered around UFC 245, and we all agreed, and I echoed some of these same sentiments on the Sherdog roundtable for 245. Nunes is not the same level of striker as GDR. But she wasn't the same level of striker as Holly Holm. You know, Nunes hits hard enough to where even if you are more skilled, you're more credentialed in that area, you know, you're going to have a tough time dealing with someone's power, the power of Nunes, and the fact that her fundamentals are so sharp. So, but now when you realize this is an MMA fight, GDR has literally no answer for anything Amanda Nunes is doing on the ground. The times that she has gotten in any sort of trouble, she's been able to get this fight to the floor and dominate it. And now we see GDR closing the guard, which, you know, is not something you see a whole lot in MMA anymore these days. She's just she's got Nunes in the guard, but she's just absorbing shots. Now it's like Nunes is past the half guard, elbows raining down from the top. GDR trying to throw some strikes off of her back. I mean, nothing of consequence. Just controlling her posture. Yeah, when we're talking about mixed martial arts, being the better kickboxer just doesn't always matter. In addition to the fact that Nunes is so powerful. I mean, and this is a smart fight. We haven't seen Nunes really rely on ground strategy for quite some time. I think back to Holly Holm fight, pretty much all contested on the feet. Cyborg was a minute of pure stand-up violence. You know, even the Shevchenko fights, I don't remember those going to the ground. It was kind of like a point fight sort of scenario. You know, we forget that Nunes is so good on the ground. We forget that she is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And, oh, yeah, that same power that she can level you with on the feet doesn't feel too good when she's ground and pounding also. She's got a very dominant position over GDR right now. It looks like she's posted up like over her head, throwing elbows down to the side. This really could be stopped any second now if she keeps this up. Wow. GDR able to go for the single leg, but she gets sprawled out. Nunes is still throwing shots. Now they're back on their feet, but GDR was clinging onto that single leg. Now Nunes is able to sprawl out once again, and shots to the body as she is on top. She's going for that front headlock. No, she's abandoning it for the punches. And the round's over. GDR took another beating in that round. Very nice takedown. Going for the outside reap. Wow. So now going into this next round. Should be something. Now, seeing a replay of that up kick. Looked like that up kick actually did hurt her. Thank you. Thank you. Got some coffee because we are some yawning mofos. All right, so we're going into the fourth round. What happened?
My fucking headphones pinched me, man.
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ. Almost took off a limb.
All right, here we go. Championship rounds.
Son of a bitch.
Exchange some leg kicks. Oh, GDR going for a big right hand. Whiffs on that one.
I asked people in the chat what they want Crawford to do next. A lot of Ugas and Porter and DSG picks.
Another takedown for Nunes.
Thurman, too. Not surprised. All the top names. Gary in the chat wanting Virgil Ortiz, of course, because He's a fanboy. I assume you didn't listen to the show last night, Anthony.
No, I didn't hear it last night.
I don't blame you. Me and Gary got into a slight debate because Gary is a devout Jay-Z hater.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that DOC is a better rapper than Jay-Z.
What? I mean, no disrespect to DOC, but he had like one album, like in '89. I'll say DOC is one of the greatest writers in hip-hop history. He wrote a lot of The Chronic, and I think he wrote some portions of Doggy Style. So a lot of early Death Row stuff he wrote, but better rapper than Jay-Z? Come on. Fuck out of here with that.
I'm just...
Come on.
He asked in the chat. I just wanted to make sure that he heard that he's stupid for thinking that.
That's asinine.
Love you, Gary, but no.
And I like DLC a lot.
Though, I'll be honest, Gary definitely has a affinity to late 80s, early 90s hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
And DOC fits into that category of the hip hop he likes.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know. Sometimes you have to be objective and not be biased.
I mean, that's not biased. That's just silly.
I got like a blood blister already on my finger, man. Look at that.
Well, I cut myself.
These headphones are deadly, man. Swear to God.
All right, Nunes in side control. Well, not full side control. More of like a half guard to the side. Wow, GDR trying to sink in a triangle. Whoa. Is she going for a triangle armbar? I don't even think she's.
She doesn't.
She just kind of fell into something. Yeah, she's just trying to hold on to that. Now GDR.
She had the armbar for a second.
Yeah, she had it, but she just kind of fell into it. That wasn't something that looked to me that she was really trying to set up. It just sort of happened, and she just, this is something, and started squeezing. Wow, another takedown from Nunes.
Nunes looking like a collegiate wrestler, says Jay in the chat.
Yeah, she's their takedown game looking fierce.
She's and to JDR's credit, she's been able to sort of piece up Nunes on the feet.
On the feet, yeah, absolutely. If this were a kickboxing match, Nunes would have eaten it by now.
Probably lost the fight.
Yeah. But this is so not a kickboxing match when Nunes grabs a hold of her and slams her to the mat. Wow.
Yeah, I'm so insanely impressed by that Chief from the Lopez knockout.
Hey, so anybody on the chat, let me know what the commentary is like for this fight. You know, one thing that doesn't happen here on Mixed Combat Radio, no one hears the commentary. We just watch the fights, and we're talking to you guys, so we can't hear anything, so we don't get kicked off of YouTube.
We are the commentary.
Yeah. So I'm very curious what the commentary team is communicating right now.
Take that, Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier. We're the commentary team.
Because this is a wild fight. It's a pretty wild fight.
Definitely slowing down a bit, but that's mainly due just to kind of the grappling dominance of Nunes in terms of positioning, at least. Because obviously, like, JDR's had some moments like the exchange that we just saw, 2 minutes ago? But largely, I mean, the positioning here has been dominant from Amanda Nunes.
Absolutely. It's not even a contest on the ground. And like I said, that bit of success that GDR had a little bit ago, she just kind of fell into that. That wasn't something that was set up and really, really worked toward, as most triangle armbar situations are.
I don't have any of the audio on, but I saw Timothy Bradley run up to the camera and start yelling at it. And what I'm assuming is a company man rant about how the PBC guys need to come to ESPN. I'm just assuming that's what it is, guys. I don't know. You guys in the chat, let me know if that's what it is. Again, just assuming that's what Timothy Bradley does. she had that triangle pretty close, but luckily when Amanda sort of turned over and flipped over, she scooted out enough and slipped out of the choke enough.
So check this out. Apparently, I just saw this from the homie Sean Al-Shadi. He tweeted something about fans booing this fight inside of T-Mobile Arena.
I'm not surprised.
What a bunch of fucktards.
I'm not surprised.
I'm
not surprised. Come on.
Come on now. You booing this?
Look at Chris Shields. Looking good right there.
Yeah, looking pretty good there.
Looking good. Has the movie coming out, the biopic?
Oh, she has a biopic coming out? Who's playing her?
Ryan Destiny?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Look her up. She's cute.
I wonder if that's that girl that Andreas took a picture with. It was on my Twitter feed. And I think I saw her like sitting beside.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a connection.
So she was very, very attractive.
Yes.
Not as fine as my wife, though.
In case she's listening, smart.
You know it.
Karate Body is in the chat saying Tim Bradley is the worst trash talker. Arthur Sam, I'm so tired of Tim Bradley. What did he say, guys? Let me know. What Timothy Bradley said. Was it right that he was just ranting about PBC fighters needing to fight Crawford? Because that's what it looked like he was doing, to be honest. That's what ESPN would tell him to do.
Well, Nunes is... I mean, the thing is, most of the time to just stay in someone's guard isn't always the best play. At the very least, like you get neutralized, you can't really throw a lot of damage on them. And at worst, you're exposing yourself to potential submission attempts. But Nunes has almost like nothing to fear, just kind of laying in GDR's guard, and it's not even like a full postured guard. It's just it's a rather weak guard, and she's just laying there and just kind of doing whatever she'd want.
Yeah, I think this is kind of an old school performance in a way.
And this is what it reminds you, mixed martial arts.
Well, no, especially just like the inside the guard ground and pound. That is more of a...
That's like Tito Ortiz era.
Early 2000s style of ground and pound that you don't see often nowadays.
Yeah.
You had like some guys like GSP do it quite well, late into the aughts. But largely, I mean, that style fell out of favor, I feel like, because like you said, people figure out how to neutralize a guard pretty fast on bottom. Mm-hmm. I think everyone's grappling game in the last 10 years has just developed as a whole in combat sports and in MMA. Like the bottom level of grapplers are just far better now than 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the baseline for grappling, like it's almost if you enter this level of MMA, you either are a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt or you're an All-American collegiate wrestler. It's kind of
not to the same degree, but this almost reminds me of like a Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit fight, right? It's a true like throwback sort of performance and fight, where styles and the fact that neither guy's really a complete fighter really plays a factor into how the performance looks.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to do with this. Do you want
with this?
You want to change it to like prelims, UFC prelims?
I mean,
just to refresh our minds.
I mean, I can later. Shit, we'll just cut that shit off right now. Or I could log into yours on here.
Do
right?
that. Do that. Right. Yeah, go to ESPN. You can pull up here so it's closer. You know my login info, right? I don't need to tell you.
I think I stored it. I think I stored it.
Because that'd be awkward if like everyone knows my login info. Yeah.
Pay-per-views on Matt.
Fern Gold in the chat saying, "What's good, fam? What's good, Fern? Hope you're doing well." Banana Ramson, all you Crawford pound for pound number one, people can stop now. What? I mean, he had a competitive, tough fight, actually, with a guy that had a draw with Ray Robinson and beat David Avanesian. That doesn't really prove that you're pound-for-pound number one at all, in my opinion. In fact, the fact that he had such a tough performance in outing against Kavlauskas, to me, showed, yeah, I mean, maybe he isn't pound-for-pound number one, to be quite honest.
Ooh.
Is that a hot take?
Sorry, I was watching the complete fight.
I know, but that wasn't a hot take, right? That Crawford shouldn't be pound-for-pound number one now.
No, that's not a hot take, no. And the pound-for-pound list is so debatable anyway, like,
it's not.
Unless you have some ridiculously stupid take, like if you say something like Victor Ortiz is the pound for pound best, you say something that's just obviously dumb, then okay, shut up. But if you say it's Crawford, or you say it's Canelo, or you say it's whoever, or Lomachenko, whatever, all right, cool. I ain't gonna argue with you. Because pound for pound is such a it's such a silly argument anyway.
I will. It's an easy argument. It's Canelo.
Oh, you just like to argue, so.
That is true.
You really like to argue.
That is true.
That was a hell of a kick that GDR landed. Nunes she's got a chin on her, man.
Oh, Banana, I misread what you said. Now I apologize, Banana. You can calm down the all caps. You don't need to yell at me. He said, all you Crawford pound for pound number one people can stop now. I misread your statement. I apologize.
Ridiculous, Matt. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You know what? It's 9:00. We have so many more fights to talk about.
Hey, Banana. Matt's gonna PayPal you some money for that one.
No, I'm not.
I was trying to hook my man up.
I still owe Gary, one of my co-hosts, a shirt from like 2 years ago.
What kind of shirt is it?
MCR shirt.
Oh, I want one.
Oh, you're right here. I can probably give you one too.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Gotta find them.
Okay, I didn't know you had MCR shirts.
Yeah, I was supposed to give them out to Patreon members.
Okay, yeah. So I'd rock that, man. Gotta support the homie.
And then I looked into how much money it was gonna cost to get the mouth shirts I needed, and I didn't get enough, and shipping, and I was like, I don't have the money for this. Just never did it.
All right, well, speaking of merchandise, support Submission Radio. They got some merch, got some pretty cool shirts on sale.
Yes, they do.
And Slip and Dip Podcast.
Yes, they do.
All friends of
MCR.
Yes.
Friends of the show.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing right here?
I have no idea what you're doing.
I'm trying to put on the Crawford fight again, to be honest. The card.
Okay.
So to speak. Not just that fight. By the way, man, Nunes won.
Yeah, I don't think there was any mystery there.
You want to give your post-fight thoughts here, Ant?
Yeah, Nunes showed she's the superior mixed martial artist. If this were a kickboxing match, she might have been in some trouble, but it certainly was not. Nunes dominated as a complete MMA fighter, and you just had to remember, Nunes can grapple. We just haven't seen it for a long time. And if I'm remembering correctly, that's how she won the first GDR fight. So if memory serves me correct.
I think it was a TKO due to ground and pound, I want to say.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, man. So but yeah, we'll deep dive into the main card of UFC 245 and a couple of the prelims on the Walk of Shame on my channel, the Walkout Network. So the link is up. You can check my Twitter at AntWalkerMMA. I've got that. I'll tweet it out again, actually.
Yeah. So when we're done being live here, so like right after the main event of Usman-Covington, or just UFC 245, Usman-Covington, the main event, we're gonna go over to Anthony's channel, Walkout Network. I will be sure to find the link and post it here in the chat, and join us there for a full card breakdown of UFC 245 as well. We're going to be on a lot today, so support, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to MCR, subscribe to Walkout Network, and support all the homies. And like you said, support Submission Radio, Slip and Dip Podcast, all the homies out there.
Definitely, lots of good media out there. A lot of good guys running some good channels, and we all like to collaborate.
Yeah,
draw inspiration from one another.
That roundtable is fun.
Definitely. That was a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to the next. You think we should do one for 246? McGregor and Cerrone?
Probably, yeah.
With that trash-ass
Probably.
poster?
I'll do. It's going to be a different assortment of people, though, I'm trying to get.
All right, straight.
You know? Oscar, James, Jason.
Definitely would be interesting to hear Oscar's perspective.
Dennis,
as
Cass.
Yeah.
You know, if we get some of those guys in, just, you know.
Yeah, rotate. Different groups of friends out. And, of course,
thinking.
I live a few minutes from you, so.
Jump to saying, Matt, why do you leave Sherdog?
Oh. There is definitely a video where he talks about that.
And I actually put out for free, too. So, jump to. It's easy way to find it would be our podcast full show playlist on YouTube, because that's just the full shows that we do. Just the live streams that we do, and there was a live stream that was Patreon first, then it was put out to the public. So it would be an easier way to find the show. But definitely check out the show, and I talked about why I left Sherdog. I mean, I have no issue talking about it now, but I know Ant has more of a closer tie to Sherdog. I don't want to upset any people.
No, it's not about upsetting. It's just we just don't have the time. We just got too many fights going on.
I mean, we do have the time. There's no fights on right now.
Well, shit. Well, there's about to be.
Izzy, Francis. That's a reality TV show I need.
Yeah, so Izzy's teammate, Alexander Volkanovski, is fighting next against Max Holloway. So definitely some action I think we're going to see in this next one. Max Holloway, man, is he's an interesting dude. I made it into his vlog from that media day last week or the week before, whatever it was. Yeah, I didn't have a fresh haircut though. I look kind of raggedy.
It happens.
Yeah,
happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I got a haircut the next day, was looking kind of fly, but shit, missed the boat on that. Got me on the internet looking all raggedy and shit. I'm sure I'm on your show looking raggedy before.
I've always looked raggedy.
Yeah.
So I'm okay
I mean,
with
but
it,
I got a reputation to uphold.
All right, man. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and come right back for the Max Holloway and Volkanovski fight. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. And also, let us know in the chat what you thought about the last fight, Nunes, JDR. What you thought about the last fight, Crawford, Kavalauskas. What you want them to do next. All that fun stuff. And we'll be right back, as I said. Peace.
I'm Phil. I'm very Phil. bullshit.
Are you off your tits? Have you been smoking something?
Come on, don't be scared, homie.
Hey, pussy, are you still there?
Where is this Burger King?
Pussy, are you still there?
Yes, yes, yes. We are still here, John Jones. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We're here. Don't worry. Johnny, it's okay. It's okay. Which, by the way, reminds me. Did you see that the press conference?
Yeah, I did watch that. I watched that last night.
What do you thoughts on it? Thoughts on?
It seemed pretty mundane press conference. Nothing really stands. I mean, the matchup itself, I'm excited for. Strangely,
I think there is some. The shit talking between him and Reyes is better than obviously him and Santos, obviously.
Yeah, it wasn't
and him and Smith, I would say as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But you're talking about two fights where it was almost completely devoid of any real trash talk. Like I don't remember at any point there being any sort of bad blood between them. Like, yeah, I mean, granted, Jones had his condescending comments after the fight where he's in his glory.
Yes.
But in the lead up, no, I don't remember him being disrespectful at all. I remember him almost seeming more appreciative of the moment and liking the frequency of fighting. So starting with, I mean, I almost want to consider UFC 214 kind of an outlier because it was so long ago. But starting with UFC 232, I've been at John Jones's last several fights, and it's like this frequency of, it's like you turn around and John Jones is fighting again, turn around, John Jones is fighting again.
Especially comparative to the previous period of 2 or 3 years.
214 to 232.
I mean,
and before that,
before that, he was inactive
due to a variety of issues.
A large variety of issues. And it is kind of interesting to see John Jones be as active as he is. I kind of go through the mundane, run-of-the-mill promotion of the UFC machine again and again.
Mm-hmm.
When before, because I think of the infrequency, a John Jones fight always felt like a mega event because, it's John Jones, he's back.
Right.
After whatever sabbatical for whatever reason. But now it's, fight number 4 in the span of what?
In the span of
6 months, 7 months, like he's extremely active.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, so
or span of a year. Actually,
the span of a year. Yeah. So yeah. Well, but it'd be like a year and like 2 months or something like that for him to have 4 fights, which is nuts. Like
that's active.
And also that the Santos fight and the Smith fight went the full 5 rounds.
Yep, agree. But digress from that point, we have Alexander Volkanovski in the cage right now as we speak, for the co-main event of the UFC 245 at the T-Mobile Arena. Obviously, Max Holloway about to make his walkout. And last-minute thoughts on the co-main event here. Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski for the UFC featherweight crown. Who wins it and how?
I got Max by 4th round TKO. I think Volkanovski might start off strong. Holloway is a guy who tends to start off a little slower. I see Volkanovski getting to the inside, landing some good body shots here and there, maybe catching him with a good overhand, something of that sort. But Holloway getting awoken by that and him getting into that flow state where he's just kind of doing what he wants to do. And once that corner starts to turn and you see Volkanovski take the slightest of a back step or take the slightest of a deep breath, it's like just all of a sudden this encouragement from Holloway, and he just pours it on. That's the way I think this fight goes. And really one thing I do love about this fight, while you can make the argument that Volkanovski isn't necessarily ready for this, and that might be kind of a flimsy argument even, but the rightful challenger is stepping up.
It's not a good argument.
I've heard that argument before. I don't.
From fans or media?
Media, but I think it's more so. I think it's more so because there aren't a lot of clear-cut challengers in the division right now. Volkanovski is the one guy who is on the consistent winning streak and has like the marquee win over Aldo. So
and Chad Mendes. Are we forgetting Chad Mendes?
Well, the Chad Mendes fight, yeah, he did destroy Chad Mendes, but you're also talking about a guy who was not far removed from a 2-year suspension and retired immediately afterward. So so I think it's fair to question the Chad Mendes you saw that night. I think that's a fair question to ask.
Maybe. Obviously we had the 2-year suspension after the Frankie Edgar loss.
Yeah, and he had the Miles Jury knockout.
Yes, and looked great against Miles Jury. And then got blown out by Volkanovski.
Why do I feel like Mendes had early success against Volkanovski? I think he dropped him actually in the first round. I think he did.
I know it was a good fight.
Yeah.
I mean, they were exchanging on the inside, both throwing bombs.
That was 232, I believe, also. That was 232. Yeah.
When was Volkanovski Aldo? Was that the
Volkanovski Aldo
was Whitaker?
No, that was on the Rose Namajunas and Jessica Andrade card. Huh. The same one that Jared Cannonier and Anderson Silva fought on.
Right, hold on. 232. You're right for Chad Mendes. So we were at that one. How do I not remember that one? I remember Volkanovski fighting, but I felt like that was a different fight for some reason. But I remember him looking great.
All these fights kind of blend together while we've been at so many fights lately.
And there's so many fights on each card, and you see the same people at the same events all the time. But digress from that.
Yeah, it all feels like it blends into one
and
collective
then you're
experience.
right, Aldo was at Namajunas Andrade. Look at you. Look at the memory right there.
Yeah, I know these things, bro.
Baby on the way, doesn't matter. Memory's perfect. Come on, MMA Outlet, pick him up. Free agent over here.
Free agent out here in these streets.
High level fan.
I'm a high level fan. That's what it is, man. High level. # high level fan. That's what we doing. In fact, I'm gonna tweet that out right now.
Yo, did you see my tweet the other day? It was a serious tweet, but I used the term high level fan in a serious way about media and like the issues of boxing media, you would have loved it, Dan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was trolling in the best ways.
One of my favorite things about Twitter is seeing your confrontations with people on Twitter.
I've slowed down a lot though with my age.
You have toned it down since I've known you.
Yeah. And also credit to James Lynch. I mean, he had a conversation with me about toning it down. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've toned down a little bit since then.
Oh, James Lynch, another one of the homies. He's
yes, homie.
Another guy that would be great for the next summit meeting.
I mentioned him.
You did?
I said James.
Okay.
I didn't say James Lynch. I just said James, assuming you knew who.
I just call him Lynch because James is such a common name. Because I also think of Rodney James, MMA soldier. Have you met him?
Maybe. The name sounds super familiar. Like I probably recognize his work from a certain degree.
I think you did work one event with him, a Bellator out here.
Oh, the Fedor card, the Bader card.
I think the Fedor card. I think he was there for that, but I mainly see him in Vegas. But good guy. Shout out to Rodney. Rodney James is also the homie. So another guy we call up.
Yeah, I don't know Rodney, but I mean, yeah.
I vouch for Rodney. Yeah, it's my guy right there. He's been on the Walkout Network.
When are you going to invite me back on?
Unleash?
Yeah, man.
Probably Monday.
Every Tuesday, I see like another big-time celebrity journalist or reporter. I'm like, nope, not me. My name's not on the list anymore.
No, we'll have to get you on. You know what? Maybe not for this one coming up because we're already talking enough. 2:30. What is 2:45?
We've done a lot.
We've done a lot of content.
I don't need to talk to you again.
I'm like I heard what he had to say.
Enough of you.
Get off the mic, bro.
Get off the mic, boo.
In the week after or something.
Boo this man.
Yeah, somebody hit me with that gif when I was talking about how Sweet Caroline is trash.
That gif will always send me over the rails, man. Guarantee you, man. That is one of the greatest gifs of all time. Volkanovski Holloway about to go down as we speak. Round 1 beginning now. To your point about who should win, I do agree Holloway should win this one. I think he's just overall the better fighter, more complete fighter. But Volkanovski is one of those guys where his timing, his combinations, his power, it all seems to really be on point. And plus, momentum is such a huge thing. Holloway is sort of regaining momentum post Dustin Poirier. Volkanovski is on a tear through the division. And I do think momentum, that X factor of momentum in combat sports is, and just sports as a whole, to be honest, is such a huge factor that it's going to be interesting to see whether Volkanovski can really come in here and wow us with his athleticism, his explosiveness, and catch Holloway and beat him up somehow. Follow up with the combination with the flurry. I see that sort of being his path to victory.
Well,
catching him off a counter, off a lazy jab, something like that, and then pouncing on him.
Well, I do like you mentioning the momentum, but I want to take it in a different direction here. Not necessarily the momentum that Volkanovski has built up in the UFC, but the momentum that City Kickboxing has built up.
Yes,
that is
with Israel Adesanya and
Kai France had a good fight earlier.
He lost though against Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, he lost. That was a great fight.
My boy Moreno, man, I've always been high on him.
That was an excellent fight. But City Kickboxing has their guys are extraordinarily high level with a lot of their technique, man. Like a lot of the feints and some of the setups and everything.
The shifting.
It's a fluidity to how they operate, which is lovely to watch.
Nice leg kick by Volkanovski there. Sorry.
Oh no problem. Oh, Holloway has a hell of a chin. He ate a solid left hand from Volkanovski just there.
More of a temple shot, but
a temple shot is a solid shot,
but not a great chin. Solid temple. I'm being an asshole.
Oh my God, this guy. You know what? You're fired.
Oh, it's 9:30.
You know what?
And has another 2 hours of radio here with me.
I'm gonna hit up Gary. I'm gonna hit up UK Rob. I'm gonna hit up Foo. The MCR union begins.
Collective bargaining.
We want shares in the company.
I'm okay at that. I mean, it's not a lot.
I want to own 30% of that camera.
Just the camera?
Just the camera.
Okay, that thing's like $50. You can have.
I have one too. I got one in my bag. But
no, you got 33% of that shit, man. That's your ownership of MCR.
No, actually, I need to renegotiate my contract.
Now we already negotiated. The next renegotiation period is in 5 years. About 2 minutes left in the first round.
Very nice here.
I like how Holloway is not overcommitting.
Yeah, he's kind of filling it out.
Because, I mean, to be honest, Holloway needs to, I think, see right there, like that. Holloway, for those who didn't see it, obviously on the podcast radio, he threw a jab, missed, but instead of throwing a second shot, trying to follow up with a combination, he knew that Volkanovski was going to fire off a counter.
Yeah, and he stopped himself short of it.
And I think he is playing the long game, as he usually does, but also he is much more mindful of the inside game and the counters of Volkanovski, and not really being there to be hit against a guy that, while technically having the longer reach, because Volkanovski actually does have longer reach.
It was like a 2-inch reach advantage, I think it is.
I think in terms of actual boxing technique, he fights the short man fight. He fights with hooks a lot. Holloway fights the long man fight. And there's a difference in that, but regardless of reach.
Max is getting touched up right there.
Volkanovski, though, he is getting a little bit too close, I think, for Holloway's liking. But then again, Holloway's a guy that does mix up on the inside, so this is almost atypical of his style. He has to fight such a technical and sort of almost like, AJ and against Andy Ruiz in the rematch. AJ had to dial it back and not overcommit, just stick to the jab and just win on points, right? Holloway almost has to do that here. Where if he starts to engage a little bit on the inside, Volkanovski is sharp enough with his counter, sharp enough on the inside with his combinations that he can make him pay and make him pay consistently. Like Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. Even though the physiques of respective men are completely different.
Right.
Thoughts on that comparison?
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think there's
mad at it.
I think there's
Fuck you.
I think there's more. I think there's a lot more to it in the sense that Holloway seems to thrive off of a certain level of adversity to turn on.
True, but like AJ, he did too. And then he started taking some L's. And even though Max Holloway had an L early in his career, he went on that run. And in MMA, when you go on a run like that, you become like an undefeated fighter again. You know what I mean? It kind of happens that.
The energies around you is renewed.
It just is that way. And so, especially in terms of our mindset as a community and a culture. And then he took that L with Dustin Poirier. And I think similar to that L that AJ took, he has to sort of figure out how to adjust his game plan in his style, so to speak, moving forward, because his style is getting outdated. His style is now becoming a pattern that guys can look on tape and read and figure out and game plan for. And I think you saw a little bit of adjustment to that in the Frankie Edgar fight, which was post Dustin Poirier. And then I think he has to make that adjustment, obviously, in this fight, because this fight's far more dangerous than the Frankie Edgar fight. But to be honest, that first round, Volkanovski did a lot of good work there. He landed some really good counters.
Yeah, definitely. They both really did. They both had a very solid showing. Like that was, I just saw this pop on my timeline. Somebody called it like a high energy or high pace feeler round.
Yes,
and that was kind of the sense I got on that one. But I just want to know how long Volkanovski can keep up that pace.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we know Max can do this all night.
Yes.
Max can do this. Max can fight like this for 8 rounds if he had to.
Though I will say this, I don't think he should be eating those shots. And if the intensity starts ramping up, I think he'll be on the losing edge of that.
Well, here's the thing about that. I think the intensity of those shots will start waning as Volkanovski gets more tired, and then when Max starts getting hit a little bit, he loosens up and he just starts. You saw him in a couple moments in here where he starts smiling and he's kind of making funny gestures and stuff. When Max hits that point, that is an unbeatable guy right there. Yeah.
Look at the leg of Max Holloway right now. It's very red, both on the left side of the calf and the inside of the knee. Volkanovski throwing a lot of leg kicks. Yeah. I like that. It's going to slow down Holloway. Holloway trying to counter that with a lot of body shots with the boxing, as his style is usually predicated to. It's going to be interesting to see who wins out in the attrition battle, because I think this will be the key battle of the fight. Because like you said, if Holloway's body work starts ramping up and starts being a little more efficient and successful and starts being more of a primary focus of his game, I think that will cause Volkanovski to slow down. But likewise, if Volkanovski is able to keep landing these leg kicks at will without really getting stopped, I mean, Holloway's movement is going to be just deterred in the highest form. I mean, look at the inside of that knee right now.
Yeah,
that's looking bad.
Like, his step will change for sure. And
it becomes more susceptible to these like flurries that Volkanovski throws at times.
Yeah, but it still doesn't speak to the gas tank factor. Like how long? I'm just wondering how long can Volkanovski keep at that pace?
I think this is an easy pace to do, though. I don't think this is
for 5 rounds against Holloway. Who
this isn't an insane pace. I mean, he's throwing a lot of leg kicks and jabs.
No, but the thing is, when you're throwing high power, that's going to wear you out faster.
Of course, but I don't think he's throwing at. He's not throwing high energy strikes. He's throwing very low energy strikes. Leg kicks are very low energy. Jabs are low energy. He has brief flurries. And neither guy's really moving around the cage too much either. I don't think that's going to be a cause for a concern in terms of fatigue. I don't think fatigue's going to be an issue either way, to be honest. I think Volkanovski's going to be just fine in terms of cardio, especially at this pace. And on top of that, Holloway's not really having success with the body in this round like he was in the first round.
Yeah, he hasn't really tried to go for the body. Those leg kicks have certainly stopped what he's attempted to do so far in this round.
And he's not even checking these leg kicks.
No, Holloway just doesn't check kicks very often.
Doesn't check anything. He doesn't block shots.
Yeah, it's kind of not his thing.
I mean, we see Holloway switching stances now a little bit. I think he has to. Just because, again, that inside of that knee and that inner thigh is just beat red. Oh, good little combination there from Holloway, but not a lot landing. But I like the shots.
He's at least going to have to start keeping more weight on the back leg.
Yeah, he's switching stances a lot now.
But he kind of switches stances a lot anyway.
He does, but I think this is more of a
because he has to.
Yes,
sort of thing. Yeah.
Yes, you see him do it as a reaction to the leg kick. I wonder if Volkanovski just starts beating up on that leg too. I mean, because it's early enough, he could beat up both legs and
and
really cause
totally
damage early.
Him, yeah.
Good showing from Volkanovski right here.
Oh, absolutely.
And, I was one of those that looked at the Jose Aldo fight for Volkanovski and looked at that as a little bit of a disappointing performance because he didn't do a lot in that fight. Neither did Aldo. They both kind of stood at range and just postured a lot. But I will say this, the way Volkanovski moves and ducks off that center line just very slightly and subtly to set up angles for shots, it's some high-level stuff, to your point of like city
the subtleties in their striking game is nuts.
And I don't know this for a fact, obviously, but ever since, good combination.
Yeah, very good. Holloway looks like he's having more success standing southpaw.
He is. Volkanovski also got a little lazy there in his entry. Hands not up, kind of just went in there. You definitely see a lot of influences post Dominic Cruz of this style of picking shots, of movement. Dillashaw obviously adapted that to a degree, and I think everyone else post them to a degree has. And even guys like Loma, Crawford, other guys, like you can see how striking has evolved in the last 5 years or so, rapidly too. Because Chuck Liddell and guys like that back in the day weren't doing stuff like this. They weren't striking this way. They weren't slipping off the center line like that, setting up shots. They just weren't.
Now this is the point where things get interesting. Third round. Holloway starts coming alive a lot of times.
By the way, I mean, I've given every round, I think, to Volkanovski.
Yeah, those 2 rounds were Volkanovski for me.
What about the first round?
First round, yeah. Oh, wait, did I?
I think, are we in round 4 now?
No, we're about to go to round 3.
Okay.
Yeah, about to go to round 3. Yeah, so first 2 rounds.
A lot of ice on Holloway's leg right now in the corner. You can tell there's a concern about it.
Yeah, that thing looks like raw meat right now. So,
what's the Twitter sphere's temperature like right now?
Most people scoring it Either 2018 or 1919 right now.
Okay, I can see. I can see the first round for Holloway for sure.
Yeah, I'm giving that. Yeah, I've seen the first round is where everybody seems to be split on for obvious reasons. I'm giving that first round to Volkanovski.
Yeah, he was landing some good shots.
Yeah,
some good left hooks. I mean, you can just see that Holloway's been taking some damage in this fight. And so is Volkanovski. I mean, you can tell his face a little bit, especially on the right side of his face.
He's been getting pieced up.
Both guys have. This is a good fight.
This is a very good fight.
High tactical fight. Kind of what I expected, to be honest. Nothing really too surprising here. I didn't expect Volkanovski to all of a sudden throw these leg kicks and have such success with them. That's a tactic I did not expect him to employ, though.
You know,
that is a little bit new.
I didn't expect it, but we shouldn't be that surprised because
no, I'm not surprised. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, but because we know that like those coaches, man, Eugene Behrman is going to have them doing something that makes a lot of sense strategically. A lot of good strategy things coming out of City Kickboxing.
Coach / Gym of the Year. Especially if Volkanovski is able to keep
that
winning.
Or ATT.
ATT's had a great year.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a.
They have a great every year.
They've had a decade of dominance. It feels like. Cold coffee, my favorite.
Oh, shout out to Kenny Hathaway. Nickname Cold Coffee. Yeah. Also the homie.
Cool.
Yeah. You know Kenny, right?
Yo, speaking of nicknames, there's a boxer, I forget his name. And Gary was talking about some boxer that he's a fan of. He's like, yeah, and this guy beat Black Magic. And that was a fighter's nickname.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, he beat Black Magic like witchcraft?
He
like,
just told Voodoo to fuck off.
Yo, lost my shit, bro. It was the greatest thing of all time. Ooh.
Wow, nice side kick to the knee there for Holloway.
That right hand by Volkanovski it was definitely not accurate. He put his head down and wasn't looking for the shot. But that landed. Both guys want some heavy leather right now.
Yeah, Holloway is Holloway's eating some stuff, man.
Both guys talking a little bit of shit in this fight. I like it.
Yeah,
a lot of posturing in that way. I like it.
Yeah, I like that Volkanovski is matching the posturing of Holloway.
Not surprised at all by that.
No,
Volkanovski's that dude. Look at him, he's talking shit
and
back.
These are two guys.
They're
both like having a conversation, and these are two guys who are very respectful of one another.
There's that competitive.
Yeah, but they have like this respectful rivalry, which I really love. I really, and like Holloway, we've seen him, correcting Brian Ortega's stance in the cage and congratulating his opponents on landing shots and everything.
Good combinations by Volkanovski here. I mean, his blitzes on the inside they're some of the best right now in the UFC.
Yeah, to see Volkanovski to like matching that personality is fantastic. I kind of. I didn't know how much I wanted to see it until I'm seeing it now.
I would like Volkanovski to throw a little bit more of some straight shots in with those combinations. Add a straight right hand, like off that leg kick, straight right hand instead of the hook. Add some variance to it a little bit, Volkanovski.
Holloway that body kick. That's what I want to see Volkanovski do more. Start mixing up the levels of those kicks.
Oh, these are two mean motherfuckers.
Wow, man. That is. Yeah, they're beating the hell out of each other right now.
Yeah, their faces are going to be beat up tonight.
Yeah. Holloway, man, still has not taken a back step.
I mean, Holloway is tough as fuck, man. That's one thing that we can always give him credit for. Never been finished.
But I'll tell you one thing. Holloway is down in this fight right now, if you ask me.
Was he?
Nice body shot from Volkanovski. Wow, good combination.
Good sequence there. Was he knocked down in the Poirier fight ever? Or just beat up?
I think he was just beat up. I don't remember him.
Has he ever been knocked down in a fight? Has Holloway ever been knocked down in the UFC? I'm curious.
Not that I can recall.
Let me put that out in the Twitter sphere. I bet some nerd or no. Fucking nerds. Oh, that step in knee.
Yeah, that was nice.
Somewhere Alistair Overeem is just looking with his bust up lip and just going, yes, good.
Smiling through the stitches.
That thing was so nasty. Ooh.
Wow, nice one. Yeah,
Good
Volkanovski is
Ooh.
good spin kick.
Miss, but
Yeah, it was like a good attempt right there.
This is good MMA right here. These are the type of fights you show to casual fans and say, this is what the highest level of MMA is. This type of stuff.
Wow. Yeah, those leg kicks are. I think it's the leg kicks that have kind of confused Max now.
And it upset that rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, Holloway's a rhythm fighter.
Yeah.
If you upset that rhythm in any degree, whether it's a jab, leg kick, whatever it is, takedown, grappling, clinching, you upset that rhythm and that timing of a rhythm fighter, their entire game kind of falls apart because everything is predicated off of that. Game plan B, A, C, D, E, F, G, whatever it is, it's still all predicated off of rhythm. So regardless of what they're trying to do next tactically, from a game plan perspective, it doesn't matter because they can't get that rhythm back. And the leg kicks have just destroyed Holloway's ability to get rhythm within these rounds, to get rhythm within his offense and within his movement, within his combinations. I mean, again, beautiful tactical decision to attack the legs the way he has.
46 leg kicks that Holloway has absorbed.
Strikes. And it's leg kicks, obviously, but just strikes, period. Because if you look at strikes all the way across the board, Volkanovski has landed more strikes to the legs than anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was pointing that out. 46 leg kicks.
That is strategic, tactical thinking there from Volkanovski, and that is long-term planning and game planning within a fight. Great decision by him and his team, honestly. I mean, he has 2 rounds left in the championship rounds to make that worth it, but I think he's on pace to do it. He's looking great here.
Now, I wonder if, because Holloway has landed that oblique kick quite a few times now, I wonder if that's...
Oh, great combination by Volkanovski counter. 1-2, or 2-1, I want to say.
Wow, nice rear hook there.
That hurt Holloway.
I think it did. I think that kind of... Whoa, nice one over the top there for Volkanovski.
Volkanovski might be our new UFC featherweight champion.
At this rate, yeah, he's going to win the decision at this rate.
I mean, he's landing some bombs on Holloway. Like, anytime Holloway gets close, Volkanovski counters with some hooks and is landing them largely.
Mm-hmm.
And even when he's not landing them, he is just kind of bullying the obviously slimmer Max Holloway on the inside. I know a lot of narrative was made about Volkanovski, being 220-something pounds back in the day and a rugby player and the strength factor. But clearly it's a factor on the inside. Ooh, takedown attempt for Volkanovski. Doesn't make it.
Stuffed it. All right. Oh, Max looks like he's turning off for the cage. Yep, there we go. Almost there. Volkanovski. And see, that's where the strength really starts coming into a factor because from a technical aspect, Max should have been able to get his back off the fence there a little faster. Yeah, at this point, I think it's going to take for Holloway to do something that he is not known for, and that's having some singular kill shot to disrupt.
Good jabs.
That could have been the way his head snapped back.
He needs a momentum shift. To be honest.
Exactly. He needs a shot that's going to shift the momentum, and Holloway isn't a guy who shifts the momentum in 1 second. He's a guy who shifts the momentum over time. Time ain't on his side right now.
No, and to be honest, he hasn't really put the work into the body or the legs for that to add up in the championship rounds. It's not there. Good right hand by Volkanovski. Ooh, another good right hand. The boxing of Volkanovski.
Oh, it's so sharp. The way he's stepping into is so precise.
Sorry, not to interrupt you. I apologize. But on the Roundtable show, when we were talking about like what could Volkanovski do, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah,
was this inside work, this ability to counter pressure that Volkanovski has from a striking perspective is high level, and I knew that could give Holloway issues. I thought Holloway could adapt to it, and he has not adapted to it. Plus, I didn't think Volkanovski was a complete striker in terms of kicking and boxing. I thought he was more of a boxer. Where he could really give Holloway issues with these combinations on the inside like he is. But predominantly, it's been the leg kicks that have produced him this win at this point, or seemingly this win at this point.
Well, yeah. The thing is, the leg kicks affect everything.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things,
It's
just like a body shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
where it pays off later on if you're consistent with it. So if you, like, Volkanovski isn't known for being necessarily the absolute best kicker in the world, and he's not necessarily known for
they're talking back and forth to each other and smiling. These guys are gonna have beers after the fight.
Oh, big time, yeah. But when you have you've attacked that lead leg so much, and you've disrupted the other person's rhythm, you've disrupted their movement and stuff.
Good right hand.
It will mask a lot of your flaws because you don't have to be as good to start having success on them.
Oh,
wow,
God,
nice exchange.
This fight's so good. Blood pressure, can't take it.
Yeah, this is a hell of a fight.
And plus, I like both guys as fighters and as people so much. They're such good guys in the sport, honestly.
Agreed.
It's the contrast of these two guys and just like how pleasant they are all fight week comparative to the main event. Striking, the difference between the two.
Well, Usman, I think, is a pleasant dude.
Well, not in the matchup with Covington. That's pure conflict.
Well, no, I mean just him.
Well, yeah, he is pleasant,
Yeah.
but that's not what I'm talking about.
You just mean the dynamic between the opponents.
The dynamic between the two, not necessarily them individually, but you're right about that, yes. We interviewed Kamaru Usman. Check it out on the channel. Very pleasant interview. And Volkanovski has 1 round left to potentially be featherweight champion, and I think he's doing a fantastic job at this point. I mean, truly an impressive performance from him. I didn't think it was going to be, I'm not going to say this easy.
Yeah.
But kind of to the point where, like, I thought both guys were going to have to adapt in this fight at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And Volkanovski has not had to adapt to whatever Holloway has done at all. Maybe in spots, obviously, adapted to things, but not a strategic adaptation within rounds or from round to round, I should say. He has had the same game plan from round 1 to round 5 now. He has not deviated from the path. Holloway has not forced him to deviate from the path. And I'm surprised by that factor.
Mm-hmm.
That game plan A has stuck and has worked for Volkanovski from the first bell to the last.
Well, I'm not very surprised by that because Holloway isn't necessarily the guy who comes in with the most structured of game plans. He's a guy who's, like you said, a rhythm fighter. Mm-hmm. Rhythm fighters don't necessarily have
they work off a flow.
They feel it when they get in there.
Yeah,
and they adapt to the circumstances. And also, Max typically takes over the way Max takes over whenever he does this in these fights.
Last round start, by the way. I mean, Holloway tried to land a combination. Volkanovski landed a leg kick, got Holloway off balance, and just sort of slipped out the side door and smiled. It was just a good exchange. Again, I just like the IQ level on display here from both guys.
This is extraordinarily high level fighting right here. It's so many subtleties. Like this is a fight where just watching it right now and then going to talk about it almost feels like we're not going to be able to do it true justice. Like this is one that we're going to have to sit back and study, watch several times over.
Yes, absolutely. And guys, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe, all that fun stuff on YouTube. Find me, Matt Hunter, MCR, on all social media platforms. Find Anthony Walker at Walker MMA on all social media platforms. Obviously, going to be live for the main event as well. Then give our post-fight thoughts, and then jump over to Walkout Network, Anthony's channel, to give a full breakdown on UFC 245 with maybe Jay Petrie as well from Shooter.com.
Yeah, Jay might be coming through. So
yes.
He's on play-by-play duty for the main page of SureDog. So once that wraps, he should be able to jump on with us. Wow, nice body kick from Max. Yeah, at this point, you know, Yeah, Max needs to finish. He just needs to finish. And I know he's not the guy to get that one-shot kill typically, but
no, he's
it's
not.
like he's got to do something different here. Oh wow! Oh, Max almost wrapped up a guillotine right there. Volkanovski slipped out.
I'm saying the phone line's back up, guys. So call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. Phone lines will be open in 8 minutes.
Holloway is. This keeps up. We have a new champion.
We're gonna in 2 minutes. And maybe kind of a sign that Holloway's run is done to a degree.
I mean,
like even though he's a young guy,
that's premature. Because also,
could he have another run like that again? I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think
with way how combat sports works,
okay,
it's doubtful, in my opinion, when you have a significant loss like the Dustin Poirier fight, and then another loss like this, to then find glory again. It's very difficult.
That was a nice uppercut that he landed on Volkanovski. Volkanovski tying up. Elbow on the break for Holloway. You
get my point? Like,
I get
not
your
that
point.
Holloway individually, specifically, he can't come back, but just historically speaking, it's very hard.
The blessed era, I'm thinking you mean like a
not that he's
decline.
done as a top.
Okay,
No. I'm saying like I doubt he can have another 10, 12 fight winning streak again and rule the division.
Yeah, because
that's hard to do.
I think
again.
even him when he goes, because I think it's inevitable he goes up to lightweight at some point, and he, with his reach being a liability in this fight, it's not going to get any easier at lightweight, and then to have a lot more like suffocating grapplers at lightweight as well. It doesn't sound like the field is quite welcoming to someone with the style of Max Holloway, but I don't want to sell. Wow, nice sequence there. I don't want to sell Volkanovski short. I think we got a new champ.
No, I don't mean to sell him short. You're right. I maybe it might come across that way. I don't mean to sell him short at all. I just think that this is like not the passing the torch, but it kind of is the passing the torch. Like, this is how divisions change. You have a fighter that has a period of dominance, and they lose, and they can still contend at the top for a very long time. Look at Jose Aldo. I mean, he almost beat Marlon Moraes and almost got a shot at the 135 champion, right? Like, but he's not going to have a run like he did from WEC into his UFC title reign. Like, it's not going to happen anymore. Rashad Evans, Rampage Jackson, Chuck Liddell, Matt Hughes, BJ Penn. You can name any sort of dominant champion to any period of time, and they lose, and then they're just a perennial contender for the next however long of their career, and they've had that final sort of dip off, sort of the athletic and competitive ledge, so to speak. I think Holloway is probably closer to that period of time where he's going to be a perennial top 10 guy at either 145 or 155, but he's never going to have sustained success at the number one top of the division like he did just 2 years ago. That era is over. The blessed era, like you said, is over. His time in the sun at the top is not necessarily over, but sustained success at the top, no, I just don't see it happening anymore. I think it's going to be highly difficult for that to happen.
Yeah,
especially like you said, if he goes to 155.
Yeah, if he goes to 155, but also I want to see what a potential rematch between these two could look like.
Oh, of course. No, I'm not. I'm not opposed to it at all.
Yeah. So if he faces Volkanovski again, gets that belt back, I would favor him over a Korean Zombie. I'd favor him over Calvin Kattar. I'd favor him over Zabit Magomedsharipov. I'd favor him over the other guys that we think of as the future title challengers. So
Alexander Volkanovski is your new UFC featherweight champion and the new. I'll wait to see the scorecards in a second.
So the judges scored 2 48-47s and 150-45. Those
Unanimous.
scorecards sound very right to me.
Yes. Wow. Alexander Volkanovski. Let's talk about it, Ant. Becoming the new featherweight champion. Like I said earlier, I don't know how his title reign is going to be, but the blessed era at featherweight is, I think, officially over. I think he is going to be a perennial top 10 guy and for the foreseeable future, whether at 145 or 155. And I think Volkanovski is such a high-level competitor, such a high-level striker. He is going to give a lot of these guys issues, even if he does sort of lose the title in relatively short fashion. Because I don't know how good he is still yet. I think the ceiling of Volkanovski is still not hit, to be honest. I think he is still a work in progress. But the game plan and the performance here and the execution
was perfect.
The execution of the
flawless.
game plan was, as you said, flawless. And the leg kicks definitely won him this fight. And anytime I see leg kicks or body work win people fights or high-level fights in MMA, bravo. Bravo to you, Volkanovski, and the new featherweight champion. Anthony, your thoughts on Volkanovski's performance here against the blessed era, champion himself, Max Holloway?
Definitely not the way that I called it, that I thought it would go down. Definitely not the way, although you called how it could happen, but I believe your official pick was for Holloway. Most people were leaning that way, but man, he went out there and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He did it perfectly. He disrupted Holloway from pillar to post, and one judge giving it a clean sweep. I was very close to giving it a clean sweep. I gave the last round for Holloway, but by then it was too little, too late. Man, I'm very curious as to what a Volkanovski title reign looks like. Because as we talk, so Frankie Edgar is fighting Korean Zombie coming up next. The UFC loves to throw Frankie Edgar in a title fight.
I'm not thinking that. You know what I'm thinking of? A Korean Zombie Volkanovski fight that's predominantly an East Asian, Oceania fight. You have a New Zealand fighter and a South Korea fighter predominantly from the same side of the world. That's an interesting fight. That's an intriguing matchup. You could theoretically throw that in, let's say, Tokyo, make it an event, and draw from Koreans, draw from New Zealanders and Australians, and really pull a entire East Asian market into that fight.
That's a Saitama Super Arena fight.
If the UFC promoted fights, right? Mm-hmm. And I know they don't do that. They're not into that business anymore.
I just want to see how bad the poster's going to be.
But that fight could be really big in that area of the world, and it would be intriguing to see if the UFC tried.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but let's Frankie Edgar have his day in court against Korean Zombie, because
he's not winning that.
I favor Korean Zombie in that. Yeah, I favor Korean Zombie in that. But he is Frankie Edgar after all, and he does some amazing things sometimes. And if he were to pull off an amazing thing, his promised run to bantamweight ain't happening there, player. He's going to stay at featherweight, and he's going to take that title shot. I guarantee you that.
Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. And, who else is really in the mix there at 145?
Zabit Magomedsharipov.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be a great fight as well. I think Calvin Kattar, granted he just lost to Zabit, he gets one more win, he's back in the mix as well. And now with Max being dethroned, this opens the doors for Brian Ortega to enter his way back into the title picture. So the challenges just don't stop. When a dominant champion gets dethroned, the floodgates open.
Agreed. Any other thoughts on?
And I don't know.
Volkanovski?
And Aldo's probably like, damn it. I go down to bantamweight, and this motherfucker loses the belt. I done got this nutritionist for nothing.
Though, to be fair, he just lost to Volkanovski, so I don't know if the UFC would have been as keen to make that fight either.
Yeah, but all of them are like, man, I could have had a steak. I got this L on my record, and I eat a good meal in 6 weeks.
All I've had is salad.
And this motherfucker loses the belt.
With no dressing. All right, guys, we're going to be right back.
Squeezing lemon juice on lettuce.
After this commercial break. And so stay there.
It's not really commercial.
Well, I mean, it literally is.
Oh, no. Like, not for the people watching this or listening to this or whatever. It won't be a commercial because we ain't going to play a commercial.
No, but we're going to be right back.
We're going to take a break. Shit, that's what y'all need to know.
I need more coffee. We're going to be right back for the main event. Usman versus Colby Covington. And then wrap up all the fights of the night. Should be a fun one, guys. So stay there. Don't go anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Hello, hello, MCR family. We are back. We are back for the main event of UFC 245. Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. Covington's in the cage right now. It's about to go down. The modern-day Joe Louis, Max Schmeling. I'm excited. Ant, are you excited? I know there's a lot.
I am very excited for this fight. Like, beyond the implications as far as MMA as a society, or as a microcosm of society, or however you want to take that. Stylistically, these two match up in a very interesting way, and I'm just very curious what this is going to look like. Kamaru Usman, man, dancing on his way.
Relaxed.
So we can't even look. He looks the polar opposite of what Colby looks like. And I tweeted this out that Colby looked really nervous right now. Somebody is saying that he always looks like that on his cage walks. I don't remember seeing him.
I don't care.
Look quite like that. Oh, you care. You're watching it. You care.
I mean, those types of storylines never really bother me. Like body language, like it's so hard to read sometimes.
Well, no, it is. But
and also, I don't know Colby Covington's walkouts enough to have an opinion about that. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
But
know
I think in a fight,
in
a fight where it's so deeply personal, in a fight with two guys that seem to genuinely dislike each other and have had altercations outside of sanctioned combat, it is an interesting talking point. It's at least something to consider. Because emotions can play a big factor in this. Now, I think that it should be a very, very scary thing for Covington to see Usman appear rather unbothered. That should rattle him just a little bit there.
People in the chat saying, Jay is saying caffeine's a hell of a drug, and then Santi's saying some choice words about coffee. And then Jay is saying only real druggies drink coffee. Makes me sick to see. Matt, you have a problem. You need help.
I haven't had marijuana for 15 minutes at this point. Come on now. I'm changing.
Yo, I had an edible this morning and saw Knives Out.
Oh.
Yeah. With my mom for her birthday. It did make
so edibles are a family outing.
It did make the movie better.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know if the movie was good though. Kamaru was about to destroy Colby Covington. I'm here for it, guys. I'm so here for it. If he loses, expect me and Anthony to both cry uncontrollably, like SJWs.
Hey, and you know what? And my apologies because this was a DM that I just received, and it's supposed to be a personal message, so perhaps I should not be saying it on air.
Don't mention his name.
But yes, a MMA journalist just DM'd me and said, "So if Kamaru loses, I'm gonna cry and go to sleep." And I've heard that sentiment echoed so much through fellow media members, or I should say, my former colleagues in MMA media, as I am a free agent.
You're just a high level fan.
I am a high level fan. Hashtag high level fan.
Jason, don't you plan on sleeping tonight, bro? I can actually drink probably 2 more cups of coffee and not really be affected by it, to be honest.
All right, I got to tweet out the walk of shame.
Of course. Actually, which reminds me, I'm going to go find that link. Because, guys, we're going to break down all of UFC 245 on Anthony Walker's channel, Walkout Network. I almost said Walk of Shame. Walkout Network. In our show, or his show, Walk of Shame. And I will put the link in the chat below in a second. There we go. Found it. You can probably edit that and schedule it for another 30 minutes later.
Okay.
What are you doing? Good thing this is also playing.
Yeah.
You should probably just refresh this.
Yeah, I was trying to...
just fucking up everything, Anthony. This is where we can have nice things.
I'll just refresh it. I was trying to see if it would sync up with the one on TV because it's slightly ahead.
This might help. Watch it be even farther back.
I know, right? It'll be in the co-main event.
TV was like, no, fuck you.
It's like, oh, you think you slick, motherfucker, huh?
I think it's a little bit behind, so it doesn't matter.
Whatever, yeah.
You know why? PlayStation app.
Oh, yeah, PlayStation app is always faster.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's always faster.
It's always faster. That's typically I rely on the PlayStation.
All this is just backups, just in case. ESPN app has been known to be a little bit of a finicky bitch at times.
Yeah. It isn't always the most reliable in the world.
Jay's saying y'all's prediction. So Usman.
I'm going Usman, but I don't make that pick with any level of confidence. The thing that I've repeatedly said about this fight, it's going to be who makes the first mistake. Because both of these fighters, once they get a little bit of wedge of momentum, they steamroll you. They'll do it in different ways. So if we see what happened in the Tyron Woodley fight, Kamaru Usman was able to land some good strikes, one or two hard shots. They kind of flustered Woodley, and then from there Woodley was just completely out of it. That is a very strong possibility. If Covington starts getting into his rhythm with those pesky shots that aren't very powerful, but he just throwing and giving you too much to think about, and Usman takes a couple back steps, it's a wrap. And the avalanche starts.
Another thing I want to bring up is that I think Luke Thomas brought this up, that the idea that wrestling might cancel each other out. He brought up a counter theory that no, one guy's just going to have one-way traffic. We're going to find out whose grappling is better in this matchup. And potentially almost like a GSP Koscheck, but that was striking. I'm trying to think of a better one. GSP John Fitch. Mm-hmm. Probably a better example because John Fitch, better collegiate wrestling pedigree than obviously George St. Pierre, who had no collegiate wrestling pedigree. But George was the better grappler in that fight. Yeah. It was one-way traffic largely.
Yeah, and if you hear the D1 and D2 arguments, miss me with that. John Jones was a JUCO champion. Daniel Cormier was an Olympian. And John Jones got a takedown on Daniel Cormier. So,
and I want to say more than one in the first fight, didn't he?
First fight, two.
The first fight was largely fought in the clinch along the cage, and he out-grappled him.
Yeah, so and when it comes to MMA, you can miss me with that. Yeah, so I think is it safe to say that every liberal-minded MMA fan right now, heart is beating out of their chest?
SJW is over here, yes.
Oh, man.
Yes. As a devout Marxist, I am praying that Colby Covington gets his ass kicked in this fight.
As a devoted soy boy, I'm terrified.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That is
Guys, I'm not ready for this fight. I'm just not emotionally ready for it. I have to watch this screen because it's faster.
Yeah.
I should just turn it off, to be honest, huh? Because this one's closer and it's better. There we go.
All right, cool. Yeah, now we don't have a choice.
Now we don't have a choice. Fuck choice. Choice is overrated.
All right.
Round one starting.
With the Rashad Evans start for Kamaru Usman.
Or John Jones start, depending who you ask.
Jones got that from Rashad.
Depending who you ask.
He said he got it from Rashad. Whoa. Usman slipped on that high kick.
Both guys exchanging kicks early, though.
Yeah.
Odd. Was not expecting that.
Well, Colby throws a good amount of kicks, actually. I'm more surprised to see it from
good power
from Usman.
jab.
That was a nice jab. All right.
Is Covington's mouth already kind of like fucked up from that jab?
I think so.
Or is that just the mayonnaise complexion?
Well, with his complexion, it's very easy to bruise. So
He's like a ginger.
Very easy to bruise that complexion, I'm sure.
And that ego.
Wow.
This
is actually turning into what we should have expected, but we kind of didn't talk about a whole lot. When you have two high-level wrestlers fighting each other, it turns into a stand-up battle.
We talked about it a little bit. We said that Covington's probably the more traditionally sound striker, but Usman in the Woodley fight made leaps and bounds of improvement in his technique.
Mm-hmm.
It would not be surprising to see Usman actually get the better of the striking. It's just hard to tell right now because we have less sort of evidence of it than we do for Covington.
But I think most of the time when we're talking about striking,
I want to say you brought up on the roundtable the power factor of Usman.
Usman, definitely.
That if it gets into a striking affair, that the power of Usman might be a huge factor here because Covington's a volume guy, not a power guy here.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that to effect. Usman's landing some really hard power shots. Covington's trying to get a volume going.
Yeah, but he's not able to. I see, Covington doesn't seem quite comfortable trying to employ his game just yet, and maybe he will in a second.
Good slip by Usman there.
Very good.
Like
his boxing technique has gotten so much better in the past year and a half or so.
Especially if you go back and watch his Ultimate Fighter days.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
I mean, you can even watch the Weber-Meek fight.
Good left hand by Covington right
there.
Yeah,
very good. All right, now.
Good knee by Usman.
But now here we
good
go.
Combinations by both
Covington
guys.
Covington has really started to let his hands fly. Wow, nice head
combination
kick.
by
Nice flying knee from Covington.
That right hand land by Usman, I couldn't tell.
I couldn't see on
really
that angle.
Good, just action.
Now this is not the fight I expected it to be.
Has either guy shot for a takedown?
No. And when we talk about and even on the round table and on both round tables I did over. When we're talking about their striking, at least when I was talking about striking, I'm talking about their striking in relation to the grappling, like the striking setting up the grappling, and we're just seeing them strike.
And honestly, it's a pretty decent striking battle here.
They're both of them looking pretty damn good on the feet.
Yeah.
Varied attacks, a lot of head movement. Usman with very nice slips. Yeah, Covington with very nice setups and
good counters too.
Yeah, and he's
some good counters.
Covington is throwing a little more power than he normally throws with. It's not the pesky just kind of tap 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 tap. He's throwing a little more power in there. I'm actually seeing shades of like Nick Diaz style striking where he'll blend in a power shot. Yeah, in between and then finish the combination with taps.
Yes.
Just kind of those weird mixes of power strikes. Wow. Nice exchange.
Both guys are landing really good left hands here. Both guys in the southpaw position. Ooh, good uppercut to the body.
That body shot hurt him.
Yeah, the way he covered his body like that. I think he hit that very well because he realized, oh shit, I need to have some poker face right here and not show that bothered me.
Yeah.
God, both guys are just landing those power left hands, man.
Nice uppercut from Usman. They both look pretty damn good right here.
Yes. And we know that both guys have the cardio to really go round here and keep this pace too. I'm enjoying this fight. This is far better than I could have ever thought it would be, to be honest. I didn't think this fight was going to be this action packed.
Yeah, this is
good left hand by Covington again.
Covington, he is trying to throw with more power. He really is.
He's put some mustard on these shots.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I can see one of these guys getting hurt here by a flurry in a combination.
Absolutely. Like this is really anybody's fight. Usman is getting the better of most of these, if you ask me, but not by a whole lot.
I mean, this round was close.
It's a very close round.
I could see a 10-9 round for Covington. But, I mean...
whoa, man. It looks like MMA Twitter is siding with... Well, at least... Okay, Aaron Bronstetter, Kevin Aioli, and Andreas Hale. Tatum, Nick Baldwin. Shout out. Everybody's going 10-9 Covington on this one.
Yeah, I feel like Covington won that one. He was landing that left hand a little bit too frequently, in my opinion. But it's close. It's a close round. Ultra competitive.
This has been a fantastic fight so far.
Yeah, a lot of Covington rounds. Or a lot of people picking Covington in that round, it seems.
Wow. Now I'm wondering, when does the grappling become a factor?
I don't know.
Or does it? Because it would make sense for both men to just not even want to test that arena with each other. Because if you fail on the shot, and the other guy has control over your body, you might not ever get that momentum back. You might not ever have the chance to right that wrong.
A lot of people saying that Usman is fighting Covington's fight. I don't know if that's the case because both guys are such volume cardio freaks. You know what I mean?
I don't quite see that.
Maybe the striking game is Covington's fight. I can see that being an argument. But
nice body shot.
Usman's doing good work here.
Yeah, he's doing.
Both guys are doing really good work. This is a tough competitive fight. Now in the second round. Ooh, good jab.
Nice jab there.
Do you like Usman in the southpaw orthodox stance more in this fight? I think he's a little more effective in the orthodox stance.
He seems to be better with the body shots in orthodox.
And I think he has more time to see that left hand coming.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good jab by Covington there. Surprisingly,
nice cross right there. That right hand is money for him in the orthodox stance for Usman.
Mm-hmm.
Good hook off the combination there,
and more so than his left hand in the southpaw stance.
Right.
Ooh, see, you got caught with that left hand.
Whoa,
right
hand. that one.
Ooh, left hand.
Yeah, those are some good shots that Covington just landed.
Covington landing some surprisingly flashy shots here, or I mean, powerful,
right? Yeah,
significant shots.
Yeah, he's putting more on it, and this is part of where having a feud with somebody comes into play. Like, there's more incentive to want to knock someone out, so you fight a little different. If this were Leon Edwards, who to my knowledge, Colby hadn't really.
Ooh, good counters from both guys here. Both guys just jabbing back and forth.
Wow, Colby is landing that jab very nicely. Like how he's keeping that guard up high too. Now Usman's making mistakes here, chasing him. He's chasing him and getting caught coming in. Now,
Covington's in a little bit of a flow right now.
Yeah, is Usman slowing down in your eyes right now?
A little bit.
I think he's slowing down, man. This is, man.
Is the narrative true that Covington is the better cardio fighter than Usman, and Usman's fighting his fight right now?
He's definitely more the volume striker. But once again, this is where feuds come into play, because if he were fighting someone else, Usman might have tried to take him down now.
Low blow there on Usman.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious low blow right there.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine, guys.
Hey, the impeachment articles are a go, so I'm good.
We get our payback.
All right. You can have a fight.
Crack me up, man. Fight resumes. 2 minutes left in the second round. Man, who is going to take that first takedown time?
Because you see Usman really trying to bomb away on him, and Covington getting out of the way just in time.
And also I think they're in the mindset of either guy, especially Usman probably here. If he shoots for a takedown,
it shows he
gives up this battle.
Yeah, and when you don't like somebody, you do foolhardy things like this.
And either from a pride perspective, that's bad, but even from a tactical perspective, fighters often make that mistake.
Mm-hmm. Well, Covington is just fast on the feet enough. He is.
Ooh, good right hand.
That was a good right hand. Yeah, Covington is definitely winning this round to me.
Good right hand by Usman. Good fight. Really competitive
very good fight.
And again, the striking of both men just really showing that it is pretty high level comparative to what we kind of think it is at times, or at least what the book is on both guys. That they're just wrestlers. That their striking is pretty high level comparative to their grappling. 30 seconds left in the round. Ooh.
Whoa. Nice uppercut there. That body shot hurt Covington. I think the body shots are affecting him more than he wants to let on, but he's doing a good job of hiding it.
I would like more kicks to the body from Usman.
Okay.
Or from Covington. I don't want anything from Covington. And also, I think Covington's fighting a good fight. To be honest, I think
he's fighting a great fight right now.
He's doing exactly what he needs to be doing.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to win in the fight long term is beside the point. This is exactly what he needs to be doing. Though I'll be honest, I do wonder who decides to initiate some more clinch grappling, some more takedown attempts. I feel like that's gonna happen eventually. It just has to. If these guys stay up on the feet and never attempt a takedown for 5 rounds, it definitely goes to what you're saying about the animosity between the two, the rivalry between the two, playing a massive factor in how the fight looks. Because it's not an issue of the grappling canceling itself out. They never grappled in that theory, in that sort of thought experiment. Heading into the 3rd round, I give both rounds to Covington so far. What's Twitter sphere saying?
Covington 2 rounds zip, mostly, and it's kind of the shock, like how fun of a fight this is, because while Covington has the momentum, and I think he clearly won that 2nd round. This is a very competitive fight. Usman is still in there. He's still landing some very good shots. It's just overall, Covington is doing just enough getting out of range.
Let's see who takes over, with the midway round, the championship rounds coming up. Let's see whose cardio is better. Or does it just stay at this pace for 5 rounds?
Yeah,
which is possible.
If it stays at this pace, it favors Covington. Because he's showing more. Yeah, he's quicker on the draw. Even if his shots don't land with the same level of oomph, he's landing with a lot more volume.
He's a lot quicker in this fight than the Robbie Lawler fight too.
Well, he's fighting it differently. The thing is, where I think Usman seems to be fighting with more emotion, Covington is being the smarter strategy wise. Because with Robbie Lawler, he didn't hit him and then kind of step out a little bit. He just stayed in his face the entire time. He's not staying in Usman's face.
He's in and out. A lot of movement.
He's forcing Usman to come to him just a little bit. Then he meets him. Then he backs away. And he meets him and he backs away. And it's. I think this ebb and flow is gonna. It could, maybe it doesn't. Tire Usman out. Definitely, Usman is gonna last at this pace longer than Woodley would have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, this is not the fight I thought it was going to be.
No one I think thought it was going to be a high pace action striking fight. I think some people thought it could be a striking fight, but it would be a boring fight where two wrestlers,
like the typical wrestlers pretending to box sort of fight.
This is not that.
But this is like guys really striking with a lot of good nuance in what they do.
And the boxing on display from Covington's, really good.
Yeah.
To be honest. We knew that, but he brought up to another level in this matchup, which you should do for, you're fighting, when you fight the Robbie Lawlers and then you fight the Commey Usmans of the world, you should up your game to a different level. You have to a degree.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, see, nice body shot. I want to see him.
About 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the round. Usman still not doing enough in the round.
No, he's not. He's not doing enough. Like this. Yeah, this is starting to look like the Holloway Volkanovski fight to me for a few reasons.
Oh yeah, a lot of comparisons.
Yeah, just one guy not being able to get out of that gear.
And doing well enough to stay in and be competitive throughout, but not enough to win rounds, not enough to really take momentum back. What would you advise Usman in the corner to do to sort of adapt to what he is seeing there in the cage?
Give up the prideful stand-up battle. At least threaten with a clinch. Threaten with a leg grab or something. You don't necessarily have to commit yourself completely to the wrestling, but remind him that it's there.
Yeah,
would be my advice. And I would also say tone down some of the power on the shots.
Yep, I'd say more volume.
I would say take Colby's general approach to the striking a little bit. Take some of that power out, preserve it. Going into the championship rounds, we've seen Colby. put on a hellacious pace with the hands. We typically see, Usman definitely can throw volume on you, but we normally see him keep a crazy wrestling pace.
Yes.
Wow.
Good
power.
good
Good power
look.
shots landed by Usman.
Ooh,
wow,
good head
nice
kick
kick
by
from Kobe
Covington.
and a good follow-up right hand. Whoa, eye poke. That was pretty bad.
Ref stopping the action. Covington not happy, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta see this. Well, that seemed like a bad one. You know what's bad when, like, just watching the broadcast, you can tell. Typically, a lot of those eye pokes kind of come without. That was a bad one. Jesus Christ.
He stabbed him in the eye.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. That is he just fucking forked him with his fingers. Surprised his eye didn't pop out.
Jeez.
He looks good right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Action's about to resume.
Yeah, that was pretty egregious eye poke right there.
Covington, I think, trying to press the action.
Yeah, as he should. As he should in this moment.
Landed good head kick right before that.
Yeah, and followed up with a solid cross.
Not Covington, sorry. Usman gave up a lot of the body work too.
Mm-hmm.
Early. He shouldn't have gave up on that.
Well, he snuck them in. He's not doing. Whoa! No, you set him back with that one.
Oh, come on.
Well, really? You got poked in the eye with a fist there, buddy.
I mean, maybe he had a hand out, but
I'd see a replay on it, but it looked like a solid punch.
Round over, anyways.
Oh, round over, yeah, but it looked like a solid punch that, that landed there.
Who do you give that round to?
I give that to Usman. Usman was landing harder shots.
Same.
And set him back.
Look at that. Luke Thomas tweeting, "Love the USA chants at 2 American citizens." I wonder who they think is not from the USA.
Obviously, the Nigerian immigrant.
Well, duh. It was a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay. I want to say, come on, Matt. Come on, son.
The UFC is filled with Nazis and skinheads. We know that.
Yeah, we know. Whoa. That was that right hand that landed at the end of that round was all sorts of nasty. All right. Oh, did they touch gloves a little bit? No. They're both feeling out at the same time. Like, what? Come on, don't be friendly now. At least let me see hatred to the last bell.
No, I want to see hatred even after the fight.
Make it like a lifelong feud, like
yes.
Like Frazier hated Ali until the day he died.
Yes, I want these guys to hate each other till the day they die. And even after that, I want them to haunt each other in the afterlife.
Wow, nice shots.
Oh,
they are
Covington
both landing
shots.
The pace that Covington can keep is pure insanity.
Yeah,
and this, what I find really scary about this for Covington is that he's keeping up this ridiculous pace while absorbing body shots and while throwing with more power.
He's impressive. He really is as a fighter.
This dude is a problem. This dude is a real problem.
I think these guys are going to fight a couple more times.
Yeah,
by the end of their career, to be honest.
Damn. Nice jab. That jab kind of snapped his head back. Well, I tell you, for all the success that Colby is having right now, you can't see it on his face. Jesus.
Oh, I know.
His face is battered.
He is selling those body shots quite well.
Big time. Yeah, he is.
If you're Covington here, you just dropped the last round. Ooh.
Nice hook from Covington.
But you're doing well this round. I mean, what do you tell him? Just keep doing the same thing?
Ooh, see, overextended there and got caught.
Is there anything that he should shorten up on? Anything that
Colby?
Fix? Yeah. Or is he fighting the perfect game plan right now?
Well, wow, that was a nice combination Colby just landed. I think the mistake that Covington is making now is that he's standing too still. He's standing there.
He's not tiring out, but he is just by nature not as nimble as he was in the first round or two.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very important for Covington to move slightly out after he lands something.
Any combination, any sequence, he has to get out of range instantly.
Yeah. But the thing is, in order for it to have the most effect on Usman, it has to be a slight step out. If he steps all the way out, then okay, your guy's out of range, so you're not going to throw anything. He's not going to be close enough to where you think you're going to land if you just toss all this power into it. So he's got to be slightly there to force Usman to try to stretch out and throw as hard as he can.
Good uppercut by Usman.
The good exchange, both guys right there. They both landed quite a lot right there.
I think this fight confirms that Leon Edwards does not beat either. Even though I like Leon Edwards a lot, I just don't think these two guys are the best in the division.
And both of them wiped the floor with Masvidal.
I think you have, not to the same degree, it's not one-to-one analog, but you have a Jones DC like situation here at welterweight. Not to the degree where the rest of the divisions like really
or necessarily
suffering.
All-time greats in the same division operating the same time.
But I think these two guys are clearly ahead of the pack.
I'd agree with that.
I don't think Ponzinibbio beats any of these guys. I don't think Edwards does. I mean, who else would he?
Ponzinibbio will be my dark horse.
Jeff Neal's a few fights away.
Jeff Neal is more than a few fights away, if you ask me.
Yeah.
He's got a couple years, I'd say, before.
Masvidal, while impressive.
Whoa. Like Usman stumbled back a little bit there.
I don't think he beats either one of these guys.
No, I think honestly, I've been saying this before. I think both of them steamroll Masvidal.
I'll be honest here. I think Covington's won this round.
Yeah, I think so too.
And Usman is now in a position where he needs a knockout in this final round.
Yeah.
On my scorecard.
Yeah, I've only given one round to Usman so far.
That's. You want to drink before you leave? Yeah, I know you got to drive home, but.
This is
it's tough.
Well,
did that work for you?
No, because it's off.
It's not off.
It's not. No, whatever. Just.
I'm gonna say something, and it's automatic pause. Did you suck hard enough?
Wow. I'm not even gonna answer that question.
Did you breathe in hard enough?
Man, it's too late. It's too late.
And how else would you say that?
Tainted.
Inhale. I mean, any phrase is like.
Whoa, nice head kick. Oh wow, nice jab. Nice jab from Usman. Yeah, we're just gonna change the subject.
Shout out to the UFC sponsor, Manscaped. As you can tell, they're now a big-time sports league, so they have to get the big-time advertisers.
You got to trim the hedges.
It is 11 o'clock at night. I am exhausted.
That was a fantastic round. I give that one to Covington. Wow.
This is a really good fight. I'm blown away by how impressive this fight is overall.
A lot of people got it even going into this last round.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that.
So
really,
people gave the last round to Usman.
Yeah, I mean I give. Yeah,
Okamoto has a 2-2.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Okamoto. Jason Hartley, MMAonPoint, has got 3-1 for Colby. That's the scorecard I have right now.
Apparently Covington might have a broken jaw.
Yeah, apparently
he
said in the corner that he broke his jaw.
If he's doing this with a broken jaw,
That jaw.
Props to him.
Yeah,
I know I hate him as a person, but like props to him for that.
Like
as a fighter, props to him for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I don't like Colby Covington's shtick. I don't like his persona. I don't like
him.
Yeah, I don't like the way he operates. But he's a fantastic fighter, and he's tough as shit, especially if he's fighting with a broken jaw right now, because he's eaten some nasty shots since the apparent jaw break.
And even to cause the broken jaw, he's just been eating shots. It's not surprising if he does have a broken jaw right now. Not at all.
Whoa, nice kick from
last round, guys. 4 minutes and 38 seconds for those that want to sync up with us. Usman, in my opinion, needs the knockout. In some people's opinions, he just needs to win the round.
Yeah.
I think in MMA...
Whoa, nice combination from Covington.
Don't give it to the judges. Don't let it go to the judges.
This one will be very interesting to see what the judges think, because there have been a couple clear swing rounds.
It's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens to me.
Yeah.
We've been literally live for 3.5 hours.
Oh, really? It's been that long?
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to us. Hit the like button. We're putting in that work.
Yes, sir.
And then we have Walk of Shame. Which now truly feels like it is due to Usman potentially losing and just our raggediness.
It's gonna be a group therapy session.
Yes. Jay is going to be there just consoling us, saying, it's okay, guys. So glad Jay's going to be joining us, too.
Yeah.
Always love potting it up with Jay.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Petrie.
One of my favorite people to do podcasts with.
Yeah, Jay's a beast, man. That's the homie right there.
So intelligent.
Wow.
And legitimately funny.
Yes, very funny.
He has my sense of corny humor, so I always appreciate that. 3 minutes left in the round. I think you can kind of tell both guys are not tired, but man, they've had a tough fight.
Yeah,
they're not firing on all cylinders anymore.
It only makes sense, man. They've been at it for a long time now, and they've been in each other's faces the entirety of this fight, swinging.
This had to break in some records, right, in terms of striking.
Yeah,
or at least close to it, or at least in top 5, top 10. It has to.
Wow,
Ooh,
nice,
good little combo.
Nice sequence there from Usman.
Yeah. 1-2, then pull back.
Yeah, pull back come back with the 2. Yeah,
that's nice.
That's high level shit.
Just hasn't done enough of it. Like even in this round, I don't know if he's winning this round. I doubt it.
I see Covington looks like he's winning this round, if you ask me.
Though this round is pretty close at this point.
This is a very close round. I'm giving a slight edge to Covington as of now, but that certainly can change with 1 or 2 big strikes. So apparently the crowd is booing this round. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is absolute nonsense if the crowd is booing this.
I just don't understand people at times.
Usman still walking him down, though. Whoa!
He's hurt.
That hurt him.
Covington's hurt.
Wow, nice to the body. Usman closing in, left hook.
He needs a knockout. He has a minute and a half. He needs a knockout.
Yeah, he's turning it up. He's turning it up now.
Go
for that uppercut. Now he's got to cut the cage off. He's just chasing him.
Oh,
wow, nice left hook.
Lee left hook, right hand following it, lands by Usman. Right hand by Usman again. Covington is hurt. He's battered. He's circling, trying to survive. If he survives, he can most likely win on points.
Wow, he drops him.
Drops Covington. Oh my God.
This is wow.
Could Usman finish Colby Covington? Oh, knocked down again.
He's going to finish him right here. There's
a minute left. Covington trying to survive.
You got to watch the back of the head strikes.
Looking to tie up. Fight's over. Fight's over.
Wow.
Kamaru Usman wins in the 5th round. TKO.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
After, I'll be honest, losing on both our scorecards, needing a knockout, and then getting it in dramatic fashion in the last minute of the fight. Truly impressive. Covington's protesting the knockout, or I should say the stoppage here, but I'll be honest here. He was looking bad, and I don't think he was going to get out of that with another minute, and he's going to just eat more shots. So I think the stoppage was fine, to be honest. But wow, what a performance from both men here. What a fight. Respect to both men for how they performed in this fight. I mean, this was just truly one of the best fights in the welterweight division's history.
I absolutely agree.
It just was. And the way Usman came back in this 5th round, insanely impressive, to be honest. Maybe the broken jaw obviously had a part to play, but that's due to
getting punched.
you know
what I'm saying? That's due to getting hit upside the head. Yeah.
Insane power shots that he was landing all night. I'm just blown away. Anthony, your thoughts, your immediate reaction to Kamaru Usman defeating Colby Covington via TKO in the 5th round.
Whew.
And still.
Whew. Wipe the sweat off your brow. Power to the people. Oh, man.
Thank God.
But you know what? Hats off to Colby Covington.
Yeah,
he put on
respect.
a fantastic fight. So, let's see here. Let me go ahead and tweet out this link.
Yes, I'll post it again, guys. We're going to go live on Anthony Walker's channel, Walk Out Network. Going to be on the Walk of Shame. Going to be breaking down this entire card. But before we do, Ant, post-fight little reaction to, obviously, both this quick thoughts on the top 3 fights of UFC 245, brief thoughts on the top 2 fights of, obviously, the boxing card, and we're going to wrap up the show. Callers, call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. International callers, call in on Skype Mixed Combat Radio if you want to give your thoughts on either Crawford versus Mean Machine or UFC 245. But, Ant, your immediate reaction to Usman and still the welterweight champion.
Man, the fight was close. It was highly competitive. It was a masterpiece. I'm very pleased with what I saw. Not even just the result. If Covington walked away with the victory, I'd be pleased with how entertaining this fight was. Shout out to both men. They put on a hell of a performance and put their bodies on the line for our entertainment pleasure. Alexander Volkanovski, fantastic, technically nearly flawless performance to dethrone Max Holloway. I don't think there are enough good things you can say about everything he did in the cage. Amanda Nunes dominating Jermaine Durandamy on the floor, reminding us all that this is mixed martial arts, and she is an incredible grappler, in addition to being a ridiculously strong striker. And for the boxing matches, Lopez blowing through what was supposed to be a tough test.
I mean, I'll be honest. Everyone on MCR's panel picked against Teofimo Lopez and picked Richard Commey in that fight.
Wow. So to see him and Lomachenko get it on, I think April.
There's the planned date. Yep.
Yeah, we will be tuned in. Very, very happy to see what that looks like. And Terrence Crawford did what Terrence Crawford was supposed to do. He went out there and handled business when he decided to handle business.
Looked a little bit human. My immediate reaction and thoughts on UFC 245 and Crawford versus Mean Machine. Kamaru Usman, I mean, what a performance from him and Colby Covington. I mean, this is truly one of those fights that we're going to go back and look on as one of the greatest welterweight title fights of all time. A sign that both these guys are clearly the 1A and 1B of the division, and I cannot wait for the rematch.
Right.
I cannot wait for the rematch.
They will do it again.
Both guys had so much success in this fight, and honestly, Covington was probably a minute away from being the champion. Going to be curious to see how his reaction to this loss, to be honest. Obviously, Alexander Volkanovski, like I sort of said in our roundtable, had a path to victory against Max Holloway to meet him when Holloway jumped in and meet him with counters, meet him with short combinations, and he did that. And on top of that, he added a very smart strategic plan of just constant leg kicks that disrupted Holloway's rhythm and became the new UFC featherweight champion and looked fantastic doing it. Cannot wait to see him probably versus the winner of Korean Zombie versus Frankie Edgar. And Amanda Nunes looked fantastic in her fight against Jermaine Durandamy, and again proves that she is one of the greatest fighters of all time and the greatest women's combat sports athlete of all time, again, across all combat sports. Now, Crawford versus Mean Machine. Crawford looked a little bit human in this performance, but I think that's in large part due to him probably not respecting Kavaliauskas. But I think a lot of the top welterweights might be looking at Crawford as more food instead of a real test, as maybe they did beforehand. I feel like the myth of Crawford has slowly been eroded by time at 147, and this fight against Kavaliauskas did not do anything to change that. And Teofimo Lopez, I mean, Top Rank has a new star in their hands. I mean, let's be honest here, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Top Rank has, and ESPN have a Latino champion that's predominantly from the East Coast market that is flashy, talkative, a showman, and has knockouts. And if he beats Lomachenko, he will be a bona fide superstar in the lower weight classes. And seeing him move up to 147 eventually, a very intriguing player. Yeah, I'm on the Teofimo Lopez hype train now, guys. I'll be honest. I preliminary pick, I think he might beat Lomachenko. To say that in any sort of shocking way. Hot take is what it is. Guys, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe. Any other thoughts, Anthony?
I'm very pleased. We had some good action tonight. So everybody jump on the Walkout Network. We'll cue up some music, to start that broadcast or whatever, and we'll be at it soon. So tune in. We'll deep dive a little bit more. Join the chat. I guess the phone lines are still running. Yeah, phone line's still running, so Y'all know what to do. It's all UFC talk on the Walkout Network, the Walk of Shame for UFC 245 coming at you just a few minutes. Come get this work.
Don't want that. I'm trying to find you, Anthony. Hold on. I'm trying to put the link in the chat before we leave, guys, so you guys can just quickly find it. Okay.
Right, so I should say more things until shit, son.
There you go. So guys, join us here. I'm just posting it right now in the live chat. Join us as we go on for another hour and talk about combat sports, because come on, that's what we do.
Yes.
We've been on for going on 3.5 hours now, guys. Hit the like button and share the show. Subscribe. Patreon.com/Mixed Combat Radio. $1 a month helps support the channel in any financial way. All that money goes directly back into the channel to invest in it, make it bigger, stronger, and better. But guys, find me Matt Hunter MCR on all social media platforms. That's Anthony Walker. Find him Ant Walker MMA on all social media platforms. Been a lovely night with you guys. Have a good one. Peace.